Hi everyone, sorry about that. Don't know why it was doing that. We're not connected to YouTube anymore though. Basically I got disconnected and then it wouldn't let me reconnect until I turned off YouTube. So I don't know why. So we're just doing Twitch today. I apologize for YouTube people. Let me at people on the Discord so they know, and then we can get going. I apologize a lot. I know how frustrating this is, and I know most people already probably headed off to other streams, which is completely fair. I just apologize, because I know, not very fun. So let me get this going. And get the link for the stream. And let me post it. And then let me get the chat over here so I can see it. Again, normally this is stuff that I do before the camera's on, so I apologize. Pop out chat. There you lovely people are. Rooms can be given away but not sold. Yeah, they don't want it to be a commercial enterprise, basically. Raya Rose says, this is random, but have you ever played MMOs, Hannah? Not really. I tried to do WoW for a little bit in the early 2000s. I've just never gotten into it. I did RuneScape a little at school because it was popular, but like I never got the appeal. Anyway, so since we're back, again, I apologize for all of that, everyone. Let's go ahead and watch the video about the guy selling shrooms or trying to sell shrooms.
Hey there, you run this place?
Yes, how can I help you?
I want to sell my magic mushrooms here.
We did it. We got there.
Your what?
Magic mushrooms?
Which are what?
You don't know what they are?
Did the psilocybin?
Yep.
No.
Oh, she immediately knew. She knew it was psilocybin. That's interesting.
In public like that.
I can't? How come?
This is a public event. And
I'm the public.
yeah.
I am the public. You're a member of the public. You are not the public.
No.
What do you mean, no? This isn't your park?
But she is running the farmer's market, it appears, which is in the park. So if you want a booth at the farmer's market, you can't be selling illicit goods. As fun as that would be.
The event, I had the permit for the park.
This is a public park.
I had the permit for...
I know Karmic Abyss. I had to cut it because it wasn't letting me connect to Twitch while I was connected to YouTube for some reason. I'm going to try and fix it tomorrow, but today we're just on Twitch.
the park. And so, unless you're part of the event, then no, you can't be selling it.
Really?
You can go to Lions Park himself if you want.
Isn't this the farmer's market?
Yes.
I have produce to sell.
You have drugs to sell. Although it is funny to call drugs produce.
No, you don't.
I have produce to sell. 3 kilos of coke.
You just want to sell
I know mushrooms are literally just produce in theory.
mushrooms.
But you don't usually put them in a salad for the taste.
Yeah.
So, no.
Jaden with a 5-stream streak says, I love people who just think, you think you're in charge? No, I'm in charge. It shows exactly how much none of this is about freedom. It's not about freedom from boot. It's being the boot. It's about feeling important. It's about feeling better than other people. Not healthy.
Okay. Well, I'll probably just go.
And I've spent like the last 2 or 3 days watching this guy's streams. And let me tell you, they're wild. He thinks everything he doesn't like is socialism, including capitalism. It's pretty interesting. If you get a chance to listen to some of his stuff, maybe do. We're probably going to watch some at some point, maybe today. But it's pretty interesting hearing the thought process.
Going to?
He calls cops socialists.
So.
No.
Oh, you're gonna kick me out of this park? Is that what you think you're gonna do?
I have the permit for the park.
So what?
Yes, I can.
That doesn't prevent me from doing anything. I don't care about your permit.
And I don't care that you're selling
Okay,
magic mushrooms.
good. Why would you call the police?
Because you're being not a kind person and you're not listening.
She's the one that just told me to leave a public park.
Sir,
She's not being a kind
This is a family-oriented farmer's market. There are vendors here that
Don't share your religious beliefs with me, okay?
Okay,
Not sure why he thinks that's a religious belief. Nemesaur, thank you so much for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. That makes me feel a little better about all the Twitch issues I've had as of late. It's been frustrating. So thank you. That makes me feel better.
say
26% to level 4 on a hype train also. Benry91, thanks for 14 months, says 14 months. Rarely catch streams live, so that stream baby is a bit overdue. This stream baby is going to be called Ginormous Gelatinous Baby.
stay with me. I don't want to hear
Okay,
Cooked too long.
great.
You have a great day.
Yeah, don't disrupt my business. What does it cost to set up one of these booths here?
$7. And what is your name?
I'm not going to provide that.
Yeah, $7. It's a farmer's market. They want people to come sell stuff. Gitara says, Ginormous Gelatinous Baby is the prophesied child of Paul. Yeah, sure, why not? That's canon, I guess.
At 46. 45 minutes. Vendors are here right now. That's okay. But they're not going to buy anything.
How you doing?
Trey says, there's a lady that sells mushrooms at my local farmer's market, and he has a comically huge sign that says, don't ask about magic mushrooms. I mean, that's got to be like, people have to make that joke 30 times a day to him. Oh, got any magic mushrooms? Like, I can be the go-to joke. And that's so annoying when you're in a job where people have the go-to joke. Like, if you've ever been a cashier and something doesn't ring up and the asshole goes like, oh, guess it's free. Ha ha ha. Ha. Never heard that one before.
What?
Super salad. Yeah, stuff like that.
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer any questions?
No.
Okay.
That's fair, Phoenix. It's your baby. You can do whatever you want, I guess. Sovereign citizen logic.
This is a Fourth Amendment violation right there. As usual.
You all know Mr. Blast, of course, my father-in-law. Really great guy. He's at a computer convention today, and he just took a picture of people at the convention in their full fursuits that are quite cute. And he said, I guess furries like computers too. And I just want to respond to him, you have no idea. Furries are the backbone of the IT industry. Turbo Tommy Bahama, thanks for 23 months, says, yay, I agree. By the way, it's September, everyone, so if you've never subscribed before and you want to avoid some ads, now's the time. 30% off all new subs. Chilling over.
Would you identify yourself?
I'm Sergeant Esplin, Mr. Walker.
How do you know what my name is?
Copy. I got a complaint down here I'm investigating.
Did you just run my tag?
I've got a complaint I'm investigating.
Did you just run my tag?
I did.
And do you have probable cause to do that?
A complaint that you're selling.
Your plate is in public. Those your registration. They can run that whenever. They're just sitting in traffic. If they're sitting in a parking lot, cops can run that stuff.
Do you have probable cause of a crime?
That would be my probable cause.
That's not a crime, stupid.
I have a complaint.
Get a warrant.
45 seconds
I'm on the
left of the hype
sidewalk.
train.
You're interfering with me.
No, you're interfering with me.
Just hang tight. 36. What's your location?
You need to learn you're not a complainant.
I know I'm not.
Okay, so I can't interfere with you.
I got a complaint.
It doesn't matter.
From where I'm at.
I like how it shifted from you're not a complainant to it doesn't matter that you have a complainant.
You're not a complainant, okay?
The first question implies, or the first statement implies, that with a complainant he would be in trouble, but now that there is one, well, now that doesn't matter.
What's that?
Like how kids play a game and they're like, you're it. No, I have a force field.
You are not a complainant.
I already told you that.
So I
Harold Elbleman with 40 bits says, damn it, they went Tricerabottom and not Judge for the Sovsit Day.
can't interfere with you. You
They did Judge yesterday.
can
Told you
interfere
that.
with me.
I already told you that.
You told me what? What did you tell me?
Talk to him for just a second. While I
Hey, I'm going to be filing a complaint on this guy right here. He's a sergeant. I need somebody above him.
Okay, what's going
He just ran my tag.
on? On your plate?
Yeah. It's Fourth Amendment violation.
What's running tags?
It's Fourth Amendment violation.
How?
Tell me what the Fourth Amendment is.
It's your right
That's-
against unreasonable search and seizure. This is neither according to the courts. It's them checking your license plate and registration, which they can do to anyone at any time if it's in public view.
When you don't know the law, you end up breaking it
I
all
know
the
the
time.
law.
Yeah, they tend to forget the unreasonable part and just say, any search and seizure is wrong, and they're incorrect. Can I put the new wig on? Oh, I do want to point that out. Yesterday I put new wigs for the judge thing on the list, and the old one is now dead. You cannot choose it for any reason. It's dead. And now there's this wig, which is still a judge wig, but, it's better. So that's good. I'm gonna say no to the hats off Harold Elbleman, just because I feel like I gotta keep the Triceratops thing on, because it's the main part of the costume that makes it a Triceratops, and I feel like the wig will take away from it, so save it for a different day. But still, this is better than the previous wig. There you go.
Okay, tell me the Fourth Amendment. No, it's a Fourth Amendment violation. No, I have the right to be secure. Yeah.
You're in a public area.
So, you need probable cause of a crime in order to run my tags. Otherwise,
Incorrect. Amber Pretzels says, sir, you're not being searched nor seized in the moment, but if you continue, they'll have a reason to search and seize any property they need to.
it's not false.
You should probably educate yourself.
You should probably educate yourself.
I did.
Okay, so tell me the Fourth Amendment.
You have the right to be secure in your place.
Person, document,
place.
effects, my identity.
Right, which means that we
It came up when I searched judge wig, so that makes it a judge wig.
can't get into your vehicle
No, no.
without a
It
warrant.
Amazon has spoken!
means my identity is secure unless you have a warrant. Do you have a warrant?
That's not what it's.
Okay, get your supervisor here.
Are you recording?
Get your supervisor here.
That's not what it states.
Get your supervisor here. Get your supervisor
He
here.
is our
Oh,
supervisor.
I need his supervisor because I'm filing a complaint on him.
Okay, so to file a complaint, you'd have to go to the police department.
No. Get his supervisor here. You can't do it or you won't do it? Okay, well, I'm the public. You're a public
Supervisor's not
servant.
working right now.
So maybe you ought to just get on it. I don't give a shit. Get him out of bed. None of you guys work ever.
This
So,
doesn't constitute a supervisor.
oh, okay. Well, then it doesn't constitute anything. You're dismissed.
So are you out here trying to sell mushrooms?
I don't answer questions.
Probably the smart thing to say in this situation, believe it or not. Probably the smart thing to say.
What are you guys doing? Now you're just gonna stand around me? You know what? I feel harassed right now.
That's unfortunate.
Take a fucking hike, bud. Me? Me. You're
Oh, good! Good. He's escalating the situation. That always works well. Heap Lord, thanks for 20 months.
telling me what to do. A servant is telling me what to do.
Kenneth,
You got kids. Hey, Kenneth, let's take it down.
I don't give a shit. Stop telling me how to talk.
Okay.
I'm not into your bullshit.
You want to talk to somebody?
I,
got something else?
does it seem like I want to talk to somebody?
You want to try to talk to
At this point, you're creating a disturbance. I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
I love how he just tries to flip and do the cop speech, do the cop lines as if that's gonna work. Like it's some kind of spell that not only shields you, but it bounces their spell back. I'm a disturbance and I need to leave? No, you're a disturbance and you need to leave.
You got kids behind you here. Let's keep it down.
At this point, you're creating a disturbance. I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
So under what law are you stating that?
Obviously, disorderly conduct
Right. So disorderly conduct 2. You know what that
is
states?
disrupting my lawful business.
You know what that states? Disorderly conduct.
No, we're going with C, actually, buddy. 2, he says. You don't know what you're talking
There
about.
is no disorderly conduct C.
Okay, bud. What would you know about it?
When white people start calling each other bud, that's when you know things are getting real bad. Someone's about to get punched in the face when they start breaking out the bud, guy, friendo, okay? You gotta watch out. You gotta watch out. That's a red flag.
Clearly a lot more than you do.
He quotes the thing. Not relevant.
Right.
Let's relax.
Okay, you're creating a disturbance, so why don't you guys take a hike before I start placing cops under arrest?
Pal's a good one.
That would be unfortunate for you to try that.
Oh, you think so?
Yes.
Are you threatening me?
That's not a threat.
Well, I'm getting interpreted as a threat. How does that sound?
Well, I'm gonna interpret it as, well, you just said that's what you're gonna do, so it's not gonna work.
Fortunate.
Yeah, it sure is, because when I take something as a threat, then I get to
I did used to do
accuse you
that.
of things like harassment,
You can accuse all you want.
and then I get to place you under arrest.
That doesn't work like
What?
The main thing is we just don't want to
Stop telling me what to say. Stop telling me what to talk about. I'm telling you to leave me alone. Now either get the hell out of here.
make a disturbance to the public.
You are creating a disturbance. I've already asked you to leave.
What's that?
Right here on the mountain.
I've already asked you to leave. I told you you were creating a disturbance.
The same as you.
It doesn't change the fact that you are here disrupting my lawful business. Now,
It's not lawful business. You're trying to sell magic mushrooms in the park. That's not lawful business. That is in fact an illegal business. Like literally. Terradona says pseudo-legal spells aren't working. Use the no you spell.
now get the hell out of here.
What is it that you're selling? Magic?
I don't answer questions. Now shut the fuck up and go.
Is that normal talk?
Shut up. Go. You're creating a disturbance. I'm getting ready to arrest somebody. Do we have a ranking officer around here? Because he's going to be the
Watch out, coppers. He's gonna arrest you.
one that I'm going to arrest.
You're gonna get citizens arrested. The most legitimate kind of arrest that always works.
Try to talk to a counselor?
I'm going to arrest the ranking officer, so get his ass over here.
I'm going to arrest the ranking officer, so get him over here.
Shut up.
What's your problem, man?
Get your supervisor, servant.
We've already tried
Get your supervisor.
We've already tried that. And you don't
And you can't do it, because you're losers. That's how you became public servants.
Got
Because
him.
you have no skills in this life. So you work for me.
I don't work for you.
You're a public servant. I'm the public, you fuck.
You are a member of the public. You are not the public. No individual is the public.
An idiot.
Yes.
You're a retard. Get the fuck out of here.
Strike one.
Try to talk to your mother.
Disturbing.
Shut the fuck up. Don't tell me how to talk. Didn't I tell you that already?
Call your mom so you can talk to her.
Name and badge number.
Officer Dadabo.
Name and badge number. Officer, I need your name and badge number. Officer.
I don't think he's Canadian. This might be in Washington State. Oh no, it says wait, no. It says Ontario. Oh, Ontario, Oregon. So I think he's from Oregon? This is in Oregon.
Officer, I need your name and badge. Are you soliciting a trespass or something out of these guys? Give me your name and badge number.
Can you step over there?
Actually, I'm getting ready to place all three of you under arrest for disorderly conduct.
That's okay.
Stop calling me that name. I don't know who you think you are, bud.
Is there any other name you want me to call you?
This is the
Yeah, you
most excitement we've gotten at the farmer's market since old lady Susie got caught selling store-bought pies.
Call me master.
Yeah, I don't
Call me master.
think that's gonna happen.
Well then,
That's just a fetish.
go fuck you.
Amber Pretzel says, "Sir, these guys have learned how to put you on the ground and in the ground without much effort. They're built like that for a reason. Being a disturbance will give them a reason to want to find out the probable cause of your madness."
Yourself. Get the hell out of here.
It's not gonna happen either.
Why not? That's the only thing you're good at. Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to. What are you doing here? Go get a warrant.
We don't need a warrant.
You don't need a warrant, huh?
I need a warrant to talk to you.
Actually, you're just creating a
You're out here
disturbance, so.
disturbing the peace. So that's why we got called.
I'm disturbing the peace?
Yes.
Really? So you coming up to me and bothering me and refusing to leave me alone is me disturbing the peace, or is that you disturbing the peace, genius?
We got called here.
I don't give a shit. Show me your warrant.
Am I the one yelling?
I
at
don't
us?
care.
No.
Show me your
I
warrant.
don't need a warrant.
Kid, if you want to talk to somebody from Life,
They don't need a warrant to follow up on a call in a public place, to be clear.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and place all three of you under arrest for disorderly conduct. C, by the way,
You are not
shut up. Get your supervisor here. Get the chief here, actually.
He's not
you're not
available.
talking.
We skipped a level. No longer is the supervisor quality enough. We need the chief of police. We need Commissioner Gordon here now to arrest you people.
Shut up.
We need to. You need to
Get
talk
the
to
chief here, bud.
He's not available.
You want me to call somebody?
Look, I don't know what you guys think you're doing, but it's nothing. Go get your warrant. Stop acting like kids that don't know what your job is, and just get out of here.
Do you have a phone on you?
Does your mom have a phone?
Probably.
Straight up pulled out a your mom joke like he's in middle school. Does your mom have a phone?
Then go ask her.
Do you want me to look up disorderly conduct for you?
No?
And I can show you? Are you too scared to be proved wrong? There is no
Scared?
disorderly conduct.
How could I be as scared of you? You're a fucking retard.
Because there's
Strike two. Because, Jaden, because they want to feel important, because they want to feel like they get to yell at people and scream and take out their whatever frustrations on other people that they feel have to take it.
no disorderly conduct.
What are you even doing
So
here?
You don't know what you're talking
Show me your warrant.
about. I don't need a warrant.
You don't have a warrant. I know.
need one.
Then do something, stupid.
We're asking you to
We
calm
get called here
down.
because you're.
I don't give a fuck. Shut up.
Quit being disorderly in public. That's all we're asking.
You're the one being disorderly. You came up to me, genius.
Right, because we got a call on you.
I don't care about your call. It doesn't change anything.
You
That's
start scaring kids.
I don't give a shit what
Hey, Cassafel, how's it going?
you have to say, bud.
This person tried to sell magic mushrooms at the farmer's market, which isn't a good idea.
You need to
Then it
stop.
becomes an
You need
issue.
to stop talking. You need to stop.
I won't stop.
You need to stop. Are you the supervisor?
I am.
I need your supervisor. I'm going to file a complaint on you.
You can do that. But right now we got to deal with this. Like I said, we had a complaint about you selling mushrooms.
Go get a warrant. I don't give a shit, man.
You have to have a license to sell mushrooms. Do you have a license?
I don't.
H-Beard says if you want to yell at people and take out your anger on others, you should just become an American Airlines flight attendant like normal people.
Answer questions.
Do you have a license?
I don't answer questions, fuckhead. Are you intimidating me? Sixth Amendment, get me a fucking lawyer.
I'm asking you if you have a license.
Yeah, and now if I answer, you can't use it.
Because there's
Because I already invoked my right to a lawyer.
people trying to sell mushrooms, but you have to have a license.
Sixth
to sell.
Amendment.
Because
Give me a lawyer now.
if you're selling people.
Get me a lawyer now. Listen, I'm feeling intimidated, and I think I might just admit all sorts of stuff to you just to make you happy.
You want to talk to somebody from Lifeways?
Yeah, get me an attorney.
You want me to
I've already
talk to somebody from
invoked the
Lifeways?
right to a lawyer, you stupid asshole. You guys don't know what the fuck you're doing at all. And it's pathetic.
If you sell
Go get a fucking warrant, bitch.
that are
Go
poison,
get a fucking warrant.
Is he actively high? I don't know, because I feel like, in my experience, mushrooms don't make you aggressive. But maybe it's different for different people. I feel like magic mushrooms... I feel like he's got too big of an ego to be on magic mushrooms right now. Like, right now, he should be one with the whole universe. He should be sinking into the sidewalk. He should be one with the breeze and the song of the birds. So it's probably not mushrooms. Chitara says, these guys are being incredibly patient with him and haven't escalated the situation at all. He doesn't realize how lucky he is these cops aren't the unhinged ones who are looking for an excuse to put someone in the ground. Oh yeah, he got incredibly lucky.
Warrant, you
They're
bitch.
poisonous?
You fucking bitch.
hey, you're sworn.
How about fuck you? I don't give a fuck.
People. You're about
I
to
don't
get
care.
arrested for disorderly
No,
conduct.
this is a protest.
No, it's not.
Oh, fuck it isn't. This is a protest. It's my First Amendment right. Shut the hell up. Do not talk over me.
Still can't create
It suddenly became a protest.
disorderly conduct.
It's a protest. I can say whatever the hell I want.
No, you
Oh, the fuck I can't. I am right now, stupid. Just get the fuck out of here.
Explain it to you is you're not going to be able to do.
It's a protest. I have a freedom of speech. I have a right to redress my government, and I have a right to protest.
You don't have a right.
And
Yeah, I saw what he said, Spokane Dog Man. In fairness, like, before he got elected in 2016, there was the thing where he also said, you know, they let you do it, you grab them, you know. I'm disgusted, but I'm not surprised.
I have a right to an attorney, and you guys keep questioning me without an attorney. Guys, these guys are completely destroying our fundamental rights, and you guys are just sitting around letting it happen.
That's because you're destroying their rights to be peaceful.
I can speak as loud as I need to be heard by these people. These people should be coming out of the woodwork and dealing with you fucking oath breakers. And that is the truth.
And they have the right to be out here in peace.
You're the one that came up and created a disturbance. I actually already placed all 3 of these retards under arrest for...
Damn it, strike 3. All right. Spoilers, yeah, I believe he does get arrested, or at least he does get in trouble for this. He's dealing with it in the courts right now. And he did some videos where he talks about it and talks about why he thinks it shouldn't count. Maybe we'll cover those some other day. Let's see what we're doing next. Well, let's see what Taquan's been up to.
Family, how y'all doing? What's going on? Some people ask me, right?
He just walked away at the end. I know he mentioned, maybe he has other court stuff going on, because I know in his recent videos he's talking about it, and I think he claims he got some kind of possession charge.
They say, hey, have the right to travel ever worked in court before, right? Because a
No.
lot of people ask me this question, like, okay, I'm fighting the right to travel. You know, I was driving without a license. I was driving without insurance. I was driving without registration. Do I have the right to travel? And I tell a lot of people that let me break down the right to travel.
Who's Smart Schoolboy 9?
So the right to travel has been approved by the Supreme Court, right? But it never been specified on the ground.
I've watched him before. We watched him once on stream before, Shark Girl Mew, when he tried to arrest a judge in court. And I've been watching his live streams recently. He basically just rambles with another sovereign citizen.
On what you can travel on, right? So, of course, you have the right to travel. You have the right to go anywhere you want in this country, right? But the problem is they never specified in the Constitution that a person can travel or can't travel on a motor vehicle without a license, right? And so, since you have that, right, since you have that situation, that's what a lot of people are stuck on. So many people in America keep, traveling and everything like that. They finding themselves going to jail and everything like that, right? But let me explain to you. This is more of a jurisdictional issue other than you just having the right to travel.
Good to know, Mew.
Because on a legal basis, no, you don't have the right to travel. But when you're dealing with a constitutional aspect of it, yes, you
I like
do.
that he just said, you don't have a right to travel, but, like, constitutionally you do. No, but not in a car. Just stick with that part. It's not difficult.
But this the problem. Many state courts and many state laws conflict with the original tradition on how the Constitution was originally ratified, right? And so you have to make it your responsibility as a real American to exercise your constitutional rights by challenging the jurisdiction of the court, of any administrative court in which
It never works. Challenging the jurisdiction never works. How many videos have we seen on Sovereign Citizen Watch where they try to challenge jurisdiction and literally, boom, immediately the judge is like, nope, we have jurisdiction. Because they do.
that in which trying to bring charges before you, right? So I tell a lot of people, me personally, I know how to go about the process of canceling contracts with the state. So I never show up for any stupid court like that, right? I would never in my life show up to a court date where I'm driving without a license or I'm driving without insurance. That is the most stupidest thing you can do. Especially if you really don't know, that means you just don't understand how warrants is operating and everything like that. Because if you have no contracts with the state, they have nothing to put on your information that, hey, he have a warrant for a traffic violation. It will never show up like that, right? And so
He's literally just admitting to not showing up for court when he's summoned.
I want a
if
lot of
he doesn't like the particular charge.
people to understand that, right? And I really want a lot of people to realize that you do have a constitutional right to travel. You do have a constitutional right of freedom, but you have to exercise your liberties and when you go to court, if you choose to go to court, right? My
If you choose to go to court is a hell of a statement.
advice to you is should never, ever, never go to court. And also making an argument that you was exercising your right to travel that would not work in court. The best thing that would work in court is you challenging a court jurisdiction to proceed. That always work. So many people when they challenge
Wait, what? I gotta go back.
jurisdiction to work in court, the best thing that would work in court is you challenging a court jurisdiction to proceed. That always work.
I have literally never seen that work. That has never, ever worked. Will Kale, thanks for a 90 stream streak, says, Daquan should try the Chase Infinite Money glitch. Oh, that's hilarious. I should have covered that today. It's not really Sovereign Citizen, but it is foolish. Basically, some influencers convinced a bunch of idiots to do check fraud. Did we F? Or is that just Dillis filler? Anyone else? Okay, other people are saying it's fine. Good. What was I saying? Oh, basically they convinced people to do check fraud. They convinced them to write themselves fraudulent checks for a bunch of money, use their banking app to, like, deposit the checks like you do with a picture, and then they would get the money in their account, so they'd go to the ATM, get the money out in cash immediately before the check bounced, because it's gonna bounce, because it's a check for an amount they don't have. And they're like, this is an infinite money glitch, and it's not. That's just check fraud. That's just fraud. That's like wire fraud. Don't do that. So anyway, some people are gonna get in trouble for that.
So many people, when they challenge jurisdiction, they don't understand the basis of challenging jurisdiction. Challenging jurisdiction itself is not credible enough to say, hey, I'm just challenging the court's jurisdiction. Are you challenging your personal jurisdiction? Are you challenging subject matter jurisdiction? Are you challenging procedural jurisdiction? Are you challenging territorial jurisdiction? What element of jurisdiction are you challenging? Because if you just go on a court and say, hey, I challenge this court jurisdiction, that's so much of a broad statement. And so
it doesn't matter. I see people go in and say, I'm challenging subject matter jurisdiction or some other matter of jurisdiction, and it never, ever works. GamerG says, the Chase Infinite Money glitch is an unintended consequence of society not using checks anymore, like a monkey's paw situation.
So when people ask me these questions, like, hey, have you ever worked in court? It worked in the basis of doing something else opposed from you actually fighting that right.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out, Casfell.
I mean, fighting that constitutional right, because it's never been sanctioned by the Supreme Court that we got the right to travel on motor vehicles. Since that hasn't been specified, that leaves a lot of Americans lost, don't know what's going on. And so there's other loopholes and remedies that you guys have to do, right? That mean whether you got to cancel contracts with the state, that mean whether you don't show up to...
When he says cancel contracts with the state, he means file nonsense paperwork with the county or state clerk, and then assume that you no longer have any affiliation with the state. It's not how it works.
That proceeding. That mean when you put yourself in a position and you know how to challenge jurisdiction properly and you do it.
Meal.
Now, you wouldn't have to challenge jurisdiction or even have to go through all of that if you already cancel contracts and you don't show up to court. So that solved the whole issue. And also, when you get pulled over on the side of the road, stop arguing with the police. Stop saying, oh, you stupid police. You know, like, stuff like that would get your car towed, right? Every time I'm in a situation, most of the time, police would never think about towing my car. Because when they stop me, I'm respectful. Hey, how you doing, sir? Sir, you got license and registration? Here go my international driver's license. I don't have registration. I don't have insurance. And they say, you don't have insurance? I say, no, sir, I don't have it. And respectfully. And so he go back to his car, run his number and everything like that, come back. Hey, sir, sometimes he might say, you free to go. Other times he say, take the citation. You got a court date. Okay, cool. Go to the house, rip up the citation, go to sleep. So you have to understand.
He thinks that's the end of it. He thinks him ripping up a ticket is the end of it. Ah!
Understand that some things are so simple. You guys are making it hard, and y'all embarrassing us. Y'all are literally recording yourself getting pulled out and dragged out the car by a police officer because you don't understand standard protocol, or you don't understand like you don't know how to keep your composure. And that's one of the most important foundational rules when you're dealing with the right to travel. You have to understand how to hold your composure, because remember, they want you to act like that. They want you to get rowdy. They want you to go crazy. They want you to go in a car and scream. They want you to and
I don't think they want you to do that, to be honest. I don't think most of the cops want to deal with that and add shit to their paperwork.
Stuff like that. But what would surprise them is if you was exercising your constitutional rights and you
Can I show the picture? I wouldn't be comfortable doing that just because it's random strangers. So I'm not going to show the picture on stream. I'm glad you had fun, though.
was, like a gentleman, or a woman, you get what I'm saying, gentlewoman, or whatever the case might be. Being polite is never rude in that sense. And you don't have to disrespect them. If anything, they don't give a damn. Oh, he's just traveling. Okay, give him a ticket. They don't really care because it's more paperwork for them to fill out if they had to tow your car. It's way more paperwork to fill out if they have to pull you and drag you out the car. But if you just mind your business respectfully, let them do them, right? Let them write the citation. You already canceled contracts with the state. You rip it up at home. Don't worry about the ticket. Take the ticket. Sign the ticket. Sign the ticket. Hey, have a great day, sir. Rip up the ticket. That's it. After I got pulled over in Houston, I told the police I ain't had registration license and none of that, right? They said, man, it's up to you whether you want to keep the plate or not. They just going to keep pulling you over. And I said, okay. And they said, man, have a great day. Drive off.
That's a warning. They're warning you. The next time you get pulled over, they're not going to be as nice and let you go. How does he not understand this? How does he not understand how lucky he has been thus far?
They ain't say walk off. They didn't say have somebody pick you up, drive off. And that's what happened when you try to keep your composure, family. I'm out.
Frustrating. The day that Daquan goes and gets arrested, I'll be happy, just because it frustrates me so much as someone who struggles with, like, income and bills and stuff. It pisses me off see someone just completely disregard the system and scam people and break the law and get away with it, and so far seemingly thrive. That's incredibly frustrating, as I'm sure all of you recognize. That sucks. Here's a brief one. I think this is in Judge Simpson's courtroom.
Welcome to Facts or Frauds.
All right, this is the city of Detroit versus Nathan Lucas. Case number.
Oh no, this isn't Judge Simpson. Sorry, that was a different video. This is Judge Perkins.
Case numbers SP 106-84961, SP 1111617, counts 1, 2, and 3, SP 1111637, SP 1129810, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1389565, counts 1, 2, and 3. SP 9644961, 2.
Tana Jenkins on behalf of Mr. Lucas. Mr. Lucas, please place your full name on the record.
Nathan Daniel Lucas, a living man.
A living man?
Yes, sir.
I would think that would be obvious, right?
No, sir. Not
No.
an etymology of the courts and the syntax grammar. No, sir.
Oh no, the syntax grammar! That's quantum grammar! That's David Wynn Miller.
You've gone above my head on that. I can't. That's above my pay grade. All right. So are you interested in a lawyer representing you, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you interested in even getting a driver's license?
No, sir.
Are you interested in an offer at all?
No, sir.
Ashley says, my name is Ashley, the undead lich.
Set the matter.
You're gonna have to take your phylactery while you're in the courtroom. Your phylactery is under arrest.
For trial.
Well, I intend to plead in the form of a demurrer. such that I do not acquiesce to quasi-jurisdiction.
Okay.
Because
Set the
that,
matter-
because that
set the
issue
matter-
is to be
set the-
brought up
set-
in my pleadings and filed with a court.
I didn't see any pleadings filed with the court. Do we have anything?
I said that is an issue to be brought up, my pleadings to be briefed and filed with a court.
Well, you should have done that. Today is the date and time set for arraignment on the bench warrant. Hannah here. I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf, sir. I'll give you a $0 bond, and I'll set a trial date for November the 14th, 2024. Or
Yep.
if you want a pre-trial date to file some pleadings, I can set that for October 21st, 2024. Which one would you like?
You could repeat that, sir?
When am I getting a werewolf costume? When people vote on one, I have to set that poll up because we're coming up next week. I get paid, so that's when I'm gonna get my next costume, because of course we have another costume month since I'm wearing costumes now. So we're gonna set up that poll soon. I'll see if I can find a werewolf costume.
Pre-trial date, if you want to file some motions, pre-trial date will be October the 21st, 2024.
That will be fine.
Just set it, that, you want that date?
October 24th, 2024?
October 21st,
21st.
2024 at 8:30 a.m., all right?
Yes, sir. And just for the record, I did not enter in no plea. I don't plead.
All right, well, I'm entering in for you, all right? Have a good day, sir. I'll see you back October 21st, 2024, God willing, all right?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Harold Elberman, that I keep forgetting to do that.
Likewise.
All right, bye-bye. All right.
You gotta give him credit.
That was a quick one. They really went through that as quick as they could. Don't blame them. Cough, cough, Star Trek costume, hint, hint. I'll probably put the Star Trek costume on the poll. Can you separately dress in a costume while watching? Yeah, you can actually do that. Any streamer you watch. They can't stop you. It's not illegal. Yet. Here is a traffic stop video.
Under duress. I'm gonna move over right there.
Yes, please, just a
All
little
right.
bit more out of the road.
All right.
If we do a Halloween stream, can we all dress up separately? Again, that's allowed any day. That's allowed any day. You can dress up in a costume whenever you want. Did you also know you can listen to Monster Mash any time of the year? Not illegal. Not illegal. I listened to the Monster Mash the other day. Good shit.
This officer just pulled me over. He had his...
Cassapel, how are you going to enforce that? You don't know what people are wearing.
He had his camera all his on. I'm not giving you anything until you call your supervisor. I got pulled over by South Orange Police. Just being alert. Tell Natty for me. I just didn't get a chance, okay? Tell him not. Don't be in a rush. I'll let you know everything.
All right, Papa.
No problem.
Turn the blinker off.
You know,
I get why it's
How you doing,
annoying. I get why the blinker noise is annoying. Because you're not supposed to tune it out. You're supposed to know when your blinkers are on. They'll hate it. Yeah, Daryl Brooks did have a hearing. He hasn't been interesting since his first trial. He's basically given up. Will I also find you? No, that's a lot more work than I'm willing to put in. So, I also don't want, you know, stalking charges. That wouldn't be great. But I'll be with you in spirit.
Hi, how you doing? This officer pulled me over using emergency light without emergency. That's my legal notice. I have a right to travel, and I also do not. I reserve all my rights under common law, law of the land. I reserve all my rights. I'm not sure why he pulled me over. I know the other officer called him and told him he came to the emergency. I could see him in my backup camera. He called him. I do not want to. Anything else I do, I'm going to do under duress.
You know what? You're right. It probably is his hazard lights, which you should put on. You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm the asshole.
And, yes.
Before we continue this any further.
Yeah.
Are you going to provide your license registration?
I don't have license and registration or...
How about an offering of some Whole Foods cheese? That might do it. That might do it. They have a pretty good cheese section. You have any goat cheese? I like goat cheese.
Anything else?
You don't have
none of that. I'm traveling.
Can you provide with your name?
My
Provide with a name, a full name?
Under duress, I'll provide my name.
Okay.
Under duress, I'll provide my name.
Can you provide with your full name?
Otherwise, what would happen to me? Can I ask you? I'm gonna do it under duress. I'm gonna make everybody accountable. I need a badge number, and I need a badge number, and okay. I just need it in a card at the end. No problem. I'm gonna do it under duress. My name is Mawa Mengesha. Under duress.
Let me ask you, do you have a license in New Jersey?
I don't have a license in New Jersey. I'm not operating under Title 39. Can you please? I'm not operating. Can you please address them? I already gave you my notice.
Okay, so this is two things, right?
Yes.
Either you're gonna provide with your full name.
I'm not.
In New Jersey. Listen,
I am not.
In New Jersey at all.
I'm not. I'm not driving. I'm traveling. Can you please notify your? I reserve all my rights. Everybody being accountable. I do this all the time. This is the first time. This is the first.
So funny to me when they acknowledge, like, I do this all the time. You're admitting you get pulled over a lot for this same thing. So probably don't do that. Don't tell them that this happens all the time. That's not good.
First time I got pulled over. I will give you my information.
Then I'll also do it, Phoenix. Mac and cheese is delicious.
The duress. But I am
so is Coke.
Traveling. All right? I do not want anything else. I am traveling.
Everybody has a camera, is what he said, Mr. Blast.
All right? This is my notice.
Can I see that? Can you take it off?
I can show it to you under duress. I'm not trying to. You can check everything else if you want to. This is my property.
It depends on the kind of soup. I do like soup.
This is my thing.
Wait, are you saying mac and cheese is soup? Because mac and cheese is absolutely not soup.
This is the notification.
There isn't even a broth, and don't you dare tell me the cheese is broth, because if you have a mac and cheese and the cheese could be considered a broth, you made the mac and cheese wrong. You made it wrong if it's liquidy enough to be considered a broth. That's just bad mac and cheese.
Okay, I'm traveling.
Is mac and cheese a sandwich? It is layers of carbs with cheese, so you could maybe argue it.
I'm operating.
May I have your first and last name?
Under duress. All right. Can you tell me your name and badge number so I could do? Can you please tell me?
Cooper, badge number 830. Now, may I have your first and last name?
I'm giving Officer Cooper under duress. My name is Mawa Mengesha.
Can you spell that for me?
M-O-A, last name Mengesha. M-E-N-G-E-S-H-A.
M-E-N-G-E-S-H-A.
If you do not know about the law, I would like to call, please call a watch commander or a headers up, address him about the situation.
Date of birth, please?
11/22/1982.
11/22/82?
Yes, that's the only information I'm giving you.
Okay, that's the most senior officer on the road right there.
How you doing? Can you?
Rockagom says, which is worse, sandwich discourse or the flash pocket? At this point, sandwich discourse. It's never ending.
Please ask him to come on this side.
No problem. Come around to. Yeah. So let me ask you, do you have a license out on New Jersey?
I do not. I'm not operating under motor vehicle. I gave that up. I'm traveling. How you doing, officer? How are you?
I know everything's being recorded with body camera.
Yes, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. He addressed me that you're a senior officer. I am exercising my right. I have a right to travel. That's my legal notice. The first one is UCC 1-109/1, a right to travel. I'm not operating under 39. I'm not operating any motor
This
vehicle.
has nothing to do with the Uniform Commercial Code.
I'm just traveling. I'm exercising my right. The second one is reserve all my rights without prejudice. I do not want no contract or anything else.
Okay.
Anybody who trying to get me in contract will be liable.
Oh, yeah, there's no contracts or anything here.
Okay.
So the one thing that we're encountering here is obviously this road right here. It's maintained
Brain pockets are superior to flesh pockets. Wouldn't a brain pocket just be your skull?
by the state of New Jersey.
Yes.
The state of New Jersey gives
Or
drivers
head.
the privilege to drive on that road. And in order to do
No, we don't. Privilege to drive. You have a right to travel. That's a right we cannot. No law, no nothing. No, nobody. This is not vehicle, this is automobile. In order to have a vehicle, I have to be registered. I have to be registered and register with the plate. That means it's a motor vehicle. I'm not operating under motor vehicle. I have a right to any time.
So you're saying this is not a motor vehicle?
It's not a motor vehicle. Can you please address?
I would argue a Hot Pocket's closer to a hand pie.
You're a senior citizen. Look at it. Automobile.
They do call them sandwiches on the box, though.
Automobile.
But I can disagree with the box.
What makes it a vehicle? Can you please? I just want you to understand the law. What makes it a vehicle is you have to. It's a drive. Drive is for commerce.
Okay.
For commerce. This is commerce, meaning I have to operate. Either I have to do Uber. I have to do transport something. I have to transport something for hire. I'm not doing none of that. I'm exercising my right to travel.
So there's a motor in the car.
It doesn't mean a vehicle.
If this car was...
It doesn't mean anything. This is no. I'm just addressing everybody gonna be any type of force.
A Hot Pocket is the flesh pocket of the sandwich world. That sentence is a sandwich where flesh pocket is directly in the middle of the sentence, and it's the grossest sandwich filling. A Hot Pocket is the flesh pocket of the sandwich world. That sentence is a sandwich with flesh pocket in the middle.
And no, I'm just any type of force to contract me or anything else. As everybody be reliable. I just want everybody to know. Every other city known about this. This is not the first time I'm doing it. I just want everybody else to know.
Identify you. That's it. And
yes.
And that's all.
All right.
The plate's fictitious.
It's not fictitious plate. It's not. I'm not operating under motor vehicle. I'm not operating. I want you, Sergeant. I want you to understand. I'm not operating. No, please address him. I'm not operating under Title 39.
That's fine.
I just address it. I just want them to know that there are a lot of people who doing this. There's a lot of people we doing this. We're not criminals. We just like to exercise our rights. We don't do crimes. We not. So what is the?
You already did crimes. What? You already have done things that are illegal.
First and foremost, in order for you to use, the officer uses emergency light to pull me over. Even if it was a traffic stop, he violated a federal crime.
Get cheese, small
It don't
squonk.
matter, even if it is.
Cheese
even
is
if
always
it
a good choice.
I know. I'm detained. Yes.
And that's it. If we issue a summons, then you'll be on your way.
No problem.
All right.
I'm doing it under duress. I reserve my right. You notified you CC, did you?
See the plate. I saw
Can I ask you, can you put it on the camera, but I'm showing it to them?
Sure.
All right, I reserve my right. Okay? And then can you please let you see, you can check everything. I'm not trying to cover anything. If you want to check, you can check. If you want to check, you can check. I don't have no problem with it. I'm not lying anything. This is my automobile. If you want to under the rest, I'll give it to them.
Just stay right there.
All right.
We'll be with you in just a second.
No problem. Can you please advise all the city of South Orange? There are people who are gonna exercise their rights. This is not, you might not used to it. This is not a traffic. We're not operating under Title 39. Under Title 18, Section 242 and 241, anybody who trying to contract me will be accountable. That's a federal lawsuit.
Thanks, Small Squonk. It's costume month, so every day my Discord picks a different costume for me to wear. This is one of them. One of the comfier ones, especially when it's chilly out and it's finally the part of the year where it's not hot. So this actually feels nice to wear. Plus I look cute in it, so that's good. Click, 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 click.
Yes, when you go over the entire... Just want to... Can you please, officer, can you please, for the entire stop? Can you please, I just want to address it. Can you please, the entire time, do not cut your camera off. That's tampering evidence. When you go over there, do not, for entire, please, address them too. Do not cover your camera. Do not do any of this. This is unlawful, please. Under duress, can I take your name and badge number so I can give it to you?
Give it to Officer Discerni.
Discerni.
17.
All right, I'm giving him. Fourth Amendment violation. Under duress. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. I
Plates on the tag.
Yeah, no, VIN numbers legally have to be publicly accessible by the cops. Like, it's illegal to obscure them.
How you doing, sir?
How you doing today? Sergeant Albino, South Orange PD.
How you doing?
I just want to advise you everything's being audio and video recorded. Okay?
Thank you very much, sir.
How you doing, sir? Okay, so the motor vehicle stop for today is, I was advised, is the plates, okay?
Yeah.
Plates on the car aren't valid plates on the tag. Do you have anything that is valid on the vehicle?
I am not operating under Title 39.
Okay.
I'm reserving all my rights, like my legal notice. Okay. I'm only traveling. Under duress, I gave them the information so they could check. This is my automobile. I purchased it, but I never intend on operating. I'm not operating motor vehicle. Operating meanings I am for commerce, for hire, for anything else. Okay. I am not doing any of that. I'm not operating under Title 39. I'm reserving all my rights. So, as a legal notice, title, if you notice, title, I'm sorry,
So I'll stop. You don't worry about the information that you're telling me. I understand
Let's just not waste everyone's time.
all that, and I'm actually very well versed on what you're trying to say.
Hey, Frey from the A, how's it going?
However, you're in the state of New Jersey, which operates under Title 39, and as
it's
that,
only.
just listen.
Can I say just please? I know that's what I want to explain. Only Title 39. If I operate a motor vehicle, meaning I register my automobile. As of now, this is an automobile. If I transport anything or do Uber Eats, do anything like that, I'm very versatile, you know. If I do that, I have to do that. I'm not operating under Title 39. That I reserve without prejudice. That means that's my legal notice. I am a living man. I'm not operating as
living
an
man. We did it.
I'm not doing any of that.
I missed the living man.
If there's a time needed,
I think he's the no longer living man now, which is sad.
I have to do that. I will do that. For now, I'm not doing any of that. I gave him my information under duress.
Okay.
For the first and foremost, the first thing I want to make a complaint is the.
We can go from there.
No. Can I say
we're
the
addressing right now? Let me speak to you. Right, you asked for a supervisor.
Yes.
Right, you wanted to speak to a supervisor.
Yes.
I'm here to speak to you.
Yes.
And I'm here to address everything.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So right now, I understand everything that you've told me. However, you're traversing a roadway in the state of New Jersey, which operates under Title 39.
It doesn't. The Title 39 do not trump because I'm trying to explain.
You asked to speak.
Sorry, please. I understand, sir.
You asked to speak to me, right? I'm here
Yes.
speaking to you, but you're interrupting me. I
Yes.
can't run by what you need
Yes.
if you continue to interrupt me.
Yes.
Because you're in the state of New Jersey, traversing the roadway, Title 39 applies here, and that's the laws that we have here.
If
in the
only
state of New
if it is
Jersey.
a motor
Again,
vehicle.
you're not
If
letting
it,
me finish.
if it is,
This
yes.
is a motor vehicle,
It's not.
okay?
It's
a
not.
motor and it's a
not.
vehicle.
It's
Therefore,
not a
you're
vehicle.
operating it.
It's
Let
not.
me finish. You're
I'm trying to
interrupting me.
address you. You are not
Therefore-
informed of the law. Can you please
Listen.
address?
Sir,
go ahead and address
I'm trying to-
my thing. I'm trying to be very, very, very,
we are very well versed in the
I
law in the
understand.
state of New Jersey.
I understand
Whatever
that.
laws you have
You
outside
chomping.
of
You.
do
It's not. It
apply in
is. It is.
in
You
this
cannot
state.
chomp it.
So again,
you,
sir,
you cannot
I'm gonna ask you to do
constitute.
me a favor.
Yes.
The car, because it's not registered.
It's not registered.
Can you turn the vehicle
Why
off?
would I have to do that, my brother?
I'm asking you kindly to
Please
please turn
do
the
not.
vehicle
I'm
off.
not gonna do that because can
I'm
you please
asking
call
you
your
kindly to please
supervisor?
turn the
Why do I
vehicle
have to
off.
turn
I
the
understand.
Oh, they're gonna pull him out of the
Sir,
car.
don't drive off.
I'm not.
Did he just drive away? Did he just drive away from the traffic stop? Oh no.
I'm not.
Oh, that's not good. That's a bad move. He just turned what could have been maybe a ticket into, like, a felony? At least one felony, probably more. So that's not great.
I'm not.
Oh god, the little I'm not. Ah! Engine sounds rough.
I'm not. Do not touch my property. I'm not. Do not touch my property. You know me. Do not touch my property. You're not.
Wonder if we see them actually get to him. Ooh. Oh my god, did he just light something like a cigarette? Oh no! Oh, and he
I
put.
just rode away from him. I'm gonna give you.
Did they ever ID him? Because I'm trying to think, did they ever get his actual name? Like, if they don't chase him, are they gonna get him, or did he get away with it? I can't even tell. They did get his name. They did get his bin. That's true. So yeah, they're probably gonna catch him. They'll almost certainly catch him. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, and then he... Okay, so there are follow-up videos on this where he deals with cops more, and I think he goes and complains about, basically the charges. So anyway, while I go pee, Cher will tell you about Trancers 3 Death Lives. The title character's name is Jack Death, played by Tim Tomlinson. Be right back. Gotta pee. That on my tail. Uncomfy. Chair was telling us more oil drilling will solve all of our problems. Chair's been learning bad things from Chudwatch, I think.
Is this a sergeant?
Good evening, sir. How you doing?
How you doing? Are you a sergeant?
I am, sir.
Are you a sergeant for 6th precinct?
But no, I'm the sergeant for.
I requested your sergeant, please.
You requested mine.
Yes, that's what I requested. My problem is you having emergency lights on when it don't need to have emergency light on.
That's my sergeant.
That's your sergeant.
Yeah, I'm the
All right.
sergeant.
All right. Are you a sergeant of precinct 6?
No, I'm his sergeant. He works for Irvington Police Department.
Irvington.
His
Okay.
sergeant. I'm here. I'm out.
Hi, how you doing? I would like to let them know. Do not want them to arrest.
Thanks, Phoenix.
You guys are working under. You guys working for outside an entity. You cannot use your emergency lights.
Okay.
When there's no emergency, I'm an activist. I addressed them. I recorded them. I was recording them just to post.
He's incorrect about that, by the way. They can use their lights for visibility.
it up.
They can use their lights to pull people over.
I addressed them. You work for Irvington Police Department. You?
Did Chair buy Trump trading NFTs? I hope not, because Chair doesn't make money. Chair would have had to use my money. That would make me mad.
From what? Irvington? Newark. I would like to request your supervisor. No problem.
All right. So, is there anything in particular you need me to help?
I just don't want no public servant to harass people. If there's no crime committed.
Okay. Nobody's being arrested. I don't believe though.
It's not. I just don't want. I just asked them to take their.
Or harass. I'm sorry.
Yeah, harass. I just asked them to take the emergency light on.
I did see the 88 Films release of that. I have the put that out in 4K in the States. No, Vinegar Syndrome. I have the Vinegar Syndrome 4K, which is really nice. I don't know if it's the same transfer, but I already have the Vinegar Syndrome 4K, which is great. I love From Beyond.
Emergency light you had on. I'm only allowing you.
I do like 88 Films' packaging, though.
Because they called it.
Is there something that you guys have to keep the lights on at this time?
Yes.
I'm still bummed out that Indicator's putting out that Never-Ending Story set and it's so expensive. Like, it's beautiful and I want it because Never-Ending Story is an incredible movie. I actually watched it again the other day when they announced that box set just because it's a good movie. And I can't believe how much they're selling it for. It's ridiculous. Also, the theme song is incredible. Never-ending story.
But not emergency lights. Not to distract everybody else going down on the street.
If you would like me to explain the
Have I seen the Never-Ending Story sequels? Yeah, I own them. The second one was easy enough to get on Blu-ray. The third one I had to import from Germany. How much? The 4K Indicator release of Never-Ending Story is $170 US for one movie. That would be expensive even if it included the sequels, much less for one film.
Situation as
Yes.
to why they have to keep their lights on?
They could keep the light on. No. I'm just
want to say it.
Can I? No.
Why would you do this to my furniture, Cassifel? Rude.
No. I want to address you nicely. You as a public servant. They cannot use emergency lights.
That's fine. That's your opinion.
It's my opinion. No, that's the law. That's the law you have to obey by. That's the law you have to obey by. I'm gonna request your supervisor. If you don't understand the law, I'm gonna request your supervisor.
So what exactly are you looking for the officers to do right now?
I want them just to cut the light off. Just
the most you spent is $80 for a collector's edition anime. God, I'm trying to think what the most expensive Blu-ray I've ever gotten is. The Criterion box set of the first era of Godzilla movies was pretty expensive, but that's also like 17 films. So like it comes out to like $10 per movie or something, you know, which isn't too bad. But for one movie, just unconscionable, you know? I can't do that shit.
Use a proper light.
Hey, Maddie.
Like, why would I spend $170 for one movie when I could spend like $10 and get a masterpiece like Cop Rock, the complete series on DVD? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up.
Medi.
You heard him.
Medi, you good.
I would like to know, are you gonna put... Yes, I want you to do it all the time. All the time when you're in public, when you interact with somebody else, even if I come to your window, you should turn your video and audio automatically.
Thank you for advising me.
No problem. We pay for it. You are a public servant. We pay for it. I'm just want to address you. I asked them. They say the supervisor is coming.
For her.
For
Okay, so
whoever. Are you gonna keep your emergency light on without emergency? If it is, I'm gonna make a
gonna stay on, sir.
no. If it's emergency light, I want you to come. You call your supervisor so I can make a complaint. If you're gonna keep, no problem. If you're gonna keep your light on, you don't want. I came in for precinct 6 because it's a tyrannical behavior from your department, including your chief, including your chief. Okay, no problem, no problem. I want to make a formal complaint that you are forced to put your emergency light on without emergency, even though you swear an oath to uphold our constitutional rights. Just making sure. I have nothing against Irvington. This is why I came in.
Nah, this is my partner.
Okay, no problem. Then you are part of it. That's why I'm making a formal complaint.
Oh, he's doing great. There might be one more of these, and then we'll move on, I'm thinking. What was this one? Was this him going...
Today, August 39, my brother, he's about to come recover.
Okay, so he's going to internal affairs, presumably to complain about the officers, even though he ran away from the scene of a stop?
His property from actually we go on internal affair to make the complaint first. Hi, how you doing? I'm so sorry. Hi, how you doing? We would like to make a complaint. He was unlawfully arrested. He's a natural living man. He showed him his legal notice. The officer did not know anything about it, unlawful about the law.
The officer had no idea what my nonsense was. I would like to file a complaint.
And would like to make internal affair. We attempted last night when he was released. We attempted to make the internal affair complaint. I felt like, I don't think they want to, I'm not trying to say they don't want to take it. It just, they felt too much. So he requested the form, but we was advised to come and make the internal affair. And the main purpose is you want to release of his property immediately without extortion or any type of contracts.
I see. They must have come and taken his car at some point. That's good.
He had shown them the plates. They consider plates, but his tag, his legal notice. He did not want no contract. He want his property back. Yeah. And this is the actual complaint. The charges it was taken in for. And the officer left most of them.
Ratatouille is one of the best Pixar movies.
Notes in there.
WALL-E is number 1. WALL-E's the best Pixar movie.
But they forgot the...
he probably has a fee schedule. They usually do.
Purposely did not put the UCC code in the one he noticed in the plate.
Okay, so you can't come inside.
WALL-E is the only Disney movie in the Criterion collection, okay? Don't fight with me. Soul is pretty good. I like Soul. I like Bug's Life, but it's not even close to the best Pixar movie.
Okay, just make sure you...
You don't like WALL-E? Why?
Alright, make sure you have this, and you want your CC code. Hold this for me. Don't do anything to it. Alright?
I kind of get if you don't like the second half of WALL-E, but like the first half of WALL-E's like just an incredible piece of filmmaking. When the humans show up, it's less good. But like still, that first part is just great.
Yeah.
I don't know because you're the one.
WALL-E's a bit problematic. So is basically, like, if you point to a movie, I can tell you how it's problematic, okay? I'm not saying it justifies everything, but, like, that's not a complete criticism in and of itself.
Yeah. The points, make sure you make those points, okay? You're the natural living man. You're here under duress. You understand? You know, not here. You're here to make the complaint. You want your property back released. Your property released ASAP without no problem, okay?
Contract.
Or anything. Okay. And then make sure you got an email address for one of them, so we write emailly so they don't act like, you know what I'm talking about?
And the plates, not plates, my legal notice.
Your legal notice, okay? You got your phone on you, right? Make sure you put the picture, you tell them the UCC, when you tell, if you want to feel confident, have the picture ready on your phone, okay? You know what I'm talking about, your plates. The plates, yeah. And show it to them, digging it out, this is on my property, okay?
That was on my property.
Yes. He mentioned on a report, he mentioned all of them except the UCC number, okay?
It doesn't matter. Okay, let's move on. He tried.
All right, these guys want to be faggots again.
Strike one right out of the gate.
God, I hate cops. They're just fucking garbage. Yamas, I would say. Got some fireworks in there. Wonder if he went to the fireworks store in my vehicle here. Bet he did. We'll just cause some problems. Tell these faggots get off their asses.
Strike two! Stop it! I'll at least get to when he's with the cops. Maybe they'll knock it off.
Well, I came down to bring you some footage.
Okay, about?
I had this guy come to my house, and he possibly had a screwdriver or a knife, and I don't know him, and I got the footage from the security camera.
Why are you looking through our cars?
Oh, didn't I tell you?
No.
Then I guess it's none of your business.
It's none of our business? Why?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You want to take this footage?
No. Why should I?
Okay, go fuck yourself then. No, you go fuck yourself, you faggot.
Alright, I'm done with this guy. He can't watch his mouth. Which is a shame because he's fascinatingly delusional. But I can't have that without at least editing it or something because that's absurd. Alright, let's move on to the next thing. You know what we haven't seen a little bit? The OG Quantum Grammar King. Check him out.
My name is Plenipotentiary Judge David Wynn Miller. I punctuate my name because it makes me a fact and not an adjective pronoun fiction. I'm here to introduce to you to a program.
Oh, good jump cuts.
To bring this planet out of its adverb world for 8,500 years into a correct sentence structure communication syntax organization. Now, all 250 countries
Does he spew slurs on his streams? I genuinely don't remember. Not as many, that's for sure.
Worldwide have been under this adverb guise by the
Well, we've had way too much of him in dealing with that today, so I'm not even going to try.
Universal Postal Union, Bern, Switzerland, established in 1873, better known as the New World Order. As times are changing, education is expanding, this technology has been perfected, and the people of the world are tired of being raped through taxation, raped through misinformation.
Let's not use that word in that way. That's not what that word means.
A subjective interpretation where privileged few are allowed to go free from committing crimes and others are slapped with serious fines, prison terms for absolutely nothing. I go into court on a regular basis if there's a court hearing to show that this technology is applicable in a courtroom, that the judges will run out of the courtroom in some instances because they realize what they've done is wrong and they don't want to be implemented in a criminal offense. Others have resigned their judgeships. Lawyers have quit the bar.
I like that he says that, but never provides even an ounce of evidence.
Math interface on language. I'm
going to get past this intro.
So you go through 3 stages in life. Your first stage is you do not know what you do not know. No one was aware of syntax until you saw this program.
Could we get the Win Miller Marathon on YouTube? It technically already is, but it won't let me edit. There's part of it that needs to be edited out, but YouTube won't let me edit it because the video's too long, so I don't know what to do. I don't know if it'll let me download it. Maybe if I downloaded it, I could edit it manually.
Once you saw it, you were aware of what you did not know, which means you didn't know about the math interface on language. For that fact,
maybe we'll just have to do it again with another one of his videos and just sit there for 6 hours and listen to his nonsense.
For 8,500 years, the entire population of the planet Earth in 5,000 languages did not know about the math interface on syntax until 1988 when I broke the code. And then when you know what you know, you become a teacher and stand up here like I do and educate.
I love how easily he says the word salad nonsense. He imbues it with meaning through how confident he is. It means nothing, but he's so sure of himself and it just trickles out of him like a river. And you just believe it. You know it's bullshit, but you're like, yeah, man, you sound like you know what you're talking about.
People. The math is syntax creates the facts on a mathematical level where when you write a sentence frontwards, it says the same thing when you write it backwards. People come to me with Bible passages because everyone wants to know who God is or wants to know what the Bible really says. 1/3 of all the words are missing from the Bible and the Quran.
Play Skyrim while watching too. We have to collect all of the words of power while we listen to him explain proper quantum grammar.
And Buddhism and Hinduism and all the great religions in the world. 1/3 of all the words are missing. And so when you can take whatever is written...
You can't have missing words. Words are things we make up. So they can't be missing. They're invented, but they can't be missing because they don't exist until they're invented.
And then go out and put the correct prepositional phrases in now time. Remove the negative because you can't perform negative. Remove the illusion and create a fact. Now, a lawyer would write this like that. The bridge is over the river. And you were all taught when you were in 5th grade in school, never start a sentence with a prepositional phrase and never end a sentence with a prepositional phrase.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't end a sentence with a prepositional phrase, you've got a dangling participle verb as an answer, which means your sentence is incomplete. When the government writes their instructions on most of their forms, they don't use adjectives. They only use adverb, verb, adverb, verb, adverb, verb throughout the entire sentence structure. We did not elect a president on November 2nd, 1999.
Imperfect Rebus says, if you mess up Thum grammar, do you similarly break the world? That's the purview of Alduin, so I don't think you're that powerful.
The United States government said that 2/3 of all the states, 38 of the 50, had to recount all their ballots. Now this was...
Alduin is actually sovereign from the other divines. He claims sovereignty over this plane of Nirn.
Just an illusion to keep people watching the ballot counts while the 90 days runs. No law under the Treaty of Versailles, 1906, becomes...
Oh, the Treaty of Versailles! Good. That's relevant to domestic laws.
Legal in any federal government and anywhere on planet Earth for 90 days. Add 90 days to November 2nd, and you get February 2nd, 2000, at which time President Bush was appointed the next president of the United States of America. Corporation. The democracy of America is dead. It no longer exists. We are a corporation. International...
Incorrect. H-Baird says, damn it, I got C's in English. I don't think I can fully understand the BS here.
Bankruptcy has been around for 6,500 years. That's 70 years as an international bankruptcy. It was established by the pharaohs in 4700 BC by the Masons. Pen by itself is a pronoun. If I say the...
Is it a pronoun if isn't that just a noun? I guess it's vague enough to be pen, like the general idea of a pen, not this pen, which would be a noun. But is it a pronoun just because you can use it generally? I don't know about that. Does anyone know language better than me?
Pen, the is an adverb, which modifies.
Pen can be a verb or a noun, yeah, because you can pen something, and there is a pen.
Is the verb pen. Modification is change, change is motion, motion is action, action is verb. Okay.
You almost said action is pen.
Modification is change, change is motion, motion is action, action is verb. Okay.
Action is pen! Action is pen!
Okay, now if I say of pen, of is normally the preposition and the is the article. Separated, they both become adverbs. So now you have an adverb of pen, or by pen, or with pen, or over pen, under pen, doesn't matter how you do it. If you separate all the prepositions and all the articles, this is going to become a verb. Now if you use a prepositional phrase, for this pen, for my pen, for your pen, for his pen, for her pen, with his pen. See, every time I change the preposition or change the article, I change the ownership and I change the operation of the pen. If I change the operation of pen, and I can do it 900 times, if I put two nouns together, now I've got 81,000 variables. If I put three words together in a sentence, now I've got 7.2 million variables. I put the fourth word in, I got 640 million variables. I put 5 words in a sentence, I got 5.4 billion variables.
You can't just put words in a sentence in any order, though. I assume he's just multiplying it by the number of potential, like, orders of these words? But you can't just take any words in any sentence and mix them up in all the different ways they could be ordered and act as though those are all grammatically correct statements. That's not how this works. He's just throwing out numbers because I guess he thinks his marks are dumb, and that if he just throws out numbers, they're going to go, oh, those are big numbers. He knows a lot.
And it goes on and on. So the government comes back and says, we can't do that. We don't have a computer that can break the code because the amount of terabytes of information just to write a single document with 300 words, so you'd have 900 to the 300 power. There's no computer in the world that has enough capacity to do that. My brain does it as fast as I can speak. I can syntax and write.
He's better than any computer.
And do the conversions. The human mind is really unique in its ability to use
pen, pineapple, apple pen.
Use deductive
I like
reasoning
that video.
And logic to create the correct sentence structure, communication, syntax. And with this level of accuracy, the government said that's impossible. What's the first rule of law? It's called knowledge. If you don't have knowledge, you can't play in the sandbox. You can't participate. So you got to have the knowledge to understand what is being said. Dr. Masseuse has had 200 trials over the last 13 years.
His name is Dr. Masseuse? I'm getting Mantis Toboggan vibes.
The case is currently running up a bill of $80 million. And I went in there and in 10 minutes I syntaxed day number 1 lawsuit, 2 pages, 186 mistakes on it in syntax. Disqualifies day 1. What happens when you build a foundation on sand? It's going to collapse. If you commit a fraud on day number 1, the other 199 hearings are also fraud because they were predicated on day number 1. And the judge stands up and says, I don't have a pay scale high enough to deal with this. He says, you're not a barrister. You can't represent him. I says,
Are
yes,
they related to Dr. Mabuse? I mean, he is animated enough to be able to act in a German expressionist film, so maybe.
I am. You don't have a 6-year college degree to know what a barrister knows, but a barrister only knows how to read and write an adverb verb. And he's restricted to do that because they have a code. No law or fact shall be tried in court. That is their law. That is their oath. Every judge, barrister, lawyer, attorney, worldwide, all countries, all languages swear to this because for 8,500 years, language has been bastardized. It is adverb-verb illusion. So you've got an adverb that's a negative adverb, modifies the verb, or as a conjunction, fact becomes a verb, shall...
H-Bird says, to be fair, I once met a Swedish person whose last name was Persson. Mr. Persson is totally the kind of name an alien disguised as a human would assume. Fennikagami says, so Trump world is not doing okay. Keep seeing war posts, prepper posts, women hate posts. I know that just sounds like a normal chud, but from this guy, the frequency tells me he's coping. he did make an interesting point about the double standard of how we don't call single men independent like we do single women, but he's an MRA, so he doesn't understand why that exists. Yeah, I don't think they're doing great either.
Al is a pronoun, be is an adverb, making try to be a past time verb. In is an adverb, modifies the verb court. It's a dangling participle. You've got a verb law, a verb fact, and a verb court. You can only have one jurisdiction in court. It's called the least common denominator. In a math problem, you must always acquire the least common denominator in order to solve the problem. Your least...
Are you talking about reducing the solution?
Common denominator
like
is...
if you have to like reduce a fraction, you have to find the least common denominator in order to figure out how to reduce the fraction? What does this have to do with words or the law?
One. You got one jurisdiction under maritime law, one jurisdiction under maritime facts, and one jurisdiction under maritime court called verb, which is an illusion. In an illusion, 3 plus 3 equals all numbers in the universe except 6. You can't try 3 plus 3 equals 6. And act. A-C-T. All words that start with a vowel. A, E, I, O, and U are followed by 2 consonants means no contract. You're going to say...
I think someone literally went through this and cut out all the pauses in his speech. You notice the constant jump cuts, but it doesn't seem like it's taking away context. I think they just cut out all his pauses. It's hilarious.
Where do I find that rule? Look up every word in the dictionary. Get yourself a nice 8-inch thick Webster's Unabridged Dictionary and look up every word that starts with a vowel and 2 consonants. And all the synonyms that reflect that word, and you will find a no contract, a negative condition of state for every single word. ACT means no contract. This is a room. This room has 4 corners. This is a box. In this box, this is an enclosed area. Everything that happens in here has nothing to do with the rest of the world. All the information you learn here today is in a closed area for you people only. So this is a isolated scenario.
And us. There's a leak. There's a leak in the isolation. It's us in 2024 and we're watching the stuff in the room. Does he know? He forgot to carry the us.
In 4700 BC, Pharaoh said, "So it is written, so it shall be done." There was a reason for that. Because oral contracts cannot be seen or proven because of the argument.
What about... No, I'm better than that joke.
You got 2.
I'm better than that joke.
So if you do, did you hear what I said, what I meant, what I said, when I said, what I meant, what I said? If you
that wasn't the joke I was going to make, Dillis Filler. I was going to make a funnier joke.
See it written, you
got it.
You can't prove it. When you write a contract, you go into court, you have a syntax document. You are filing a lawsuit with an accuracy of 1 to 900 for every word. Your correct sentence structure, communication, syntax, balance of the order of operations of cause and effect, a verb of thinking, a possessive of with, and an authorization of by the, gives you an order of operations for every sentence that follows the rules of the operations of a court. So every single sentence is its own independent court as you make an argument. We're not dealing with 150 to 1 variables in an oral conversation, so your paperwork is going to speak for you. Why do you think the government shut the government down in the United States 19 times? Because they got caught in a lie and they didn't know what to do with themselves. They had to go out and study. They have to come up to speed with this thing. Every court in the world has to do this. And when you take English through syntax through this program, and you translate it to Spanish, Spanish to French, French to German, German to Russian, Russian to Indian, Indian to Chinese, Chinese to Japanese, and back to English, you don't lose any words. It's a math problem. Just because
No, it's not. It's words. Words aren't math. Words aren't math. You can't do this. If you try and translate something between different languages like that, unless you have people who are proficient in each language, and there's still going to be some weird telephone game going on. But especially if you use like a Google Translate, it's going to come up with gibberish. It's going to be nonsensical.
Different signs and symbols for things. It's a math problem. You can't change a math problem. That's the accuracy and the beauty of this technology. It's what you hear, not what's written. Did you hear what I said? What I meant, what I said, what I said, what I meant, what I said. I'm communicating to you. It isn't what's written here. I'm writing to show you how many ways I can write it to show you the variables, but when I speak it in one terminology, which one of the 150 variables up here did I just say to you? You don't know that. And because you don't know that, you're going to make a presumption, opinion, presumption, guess, perjury, a lie. How many different mistakes can you make? And that's only one word, or that's only 3 words. Try doing it with a lawsuit with 30,000 words on it. What do you think your variables are here? You're talking about terabyte to the terabyte power of
Parsifal with a link. Also terabyte. That's not a thing that you can do that.
I don't know that way. Why would they change math? Math is math. Math.
Math is math. I can't play anymore because Disney.
variables. You can't get to a fact. If you can't have a fact, what are we doing? We're lying to each other. My technology brings us to a position of accuracy that cannot be argued. And the courtroom is a building. That is not the document on the piece of paper. When you write a lawsuit,
a building is not a document, I agree.
Paper that you have. This is the court, folks. As a judge, I swear to support the Constitution of the United States. The United States means 2 or more people coming together in a closed area. Doesn't this have 4 corners? This is a closed area. It's called paper. It carries the cargo words. The words have terms and definitions. This book not only has a sentence, but every word in this book is defined and has a syntaxed, quantumized definition. Every word is accounted for in this book, including a lot more words. It took Russell and I 6 years, 12,000 hours. We had a team of guys breaking up A, B, C, D, E. And of all the 2 million words in the English language, we got 720 words that are syntaxed. That's it. Pretty simple. Average person has a 12,000 word vocabulary. You only need 720 to learn syntax. And in 99% of the cases, you use less than 50 different words in an entire lawsuit to win your case.
You're using less than 50 words in your lawsuit document? I unironically think Cat in the Hat uses more words than that. I think the Cat in the Hat has like 100. The goal when writing the Cat in the Hat was to use under 100 words.
It doesn't take
He's literally writing legal documents in simpler language than is used for children's books.
Rocket scientists to figure this out. It's so simple. Once you get it, it's mathematical. But this is the court. This is the contract between you and the judge. The courtroom is irrelevant. The seals that are hanging on the walls are irrelevant. This flag is the correct sentence structure communication syntax flag, which advertises that this is correct.
225 words in Cat in the Hat? Oh, that's even more than I thought.
You place a postage stamp up on your corner. You sign across it. That makes you the postmaster transporting the vessel of the document to the clerk of the court, which is the port of the court. She puts her stamp on it. When she puts her stamp on it,
the word count is 1621, but you have to get rid of the repeat words.
Sign your name across her stamp, making you a postmaster of not only your paperwork.
Repeat words don't count. So like the doesn't count more than once.
In your vessel, but now you're in contract with the...
Basically, Theodore Geisel, Dr. Seuss, wrote the Cat in the Hat to be a better primer, because before that it was a lot of like Jack and Jill, like, or Jane and whatever did this, watch Jane run, really boring stuff. So they wanted something kids would want to read, so he wrote Cat in the Hat. H-Bird says I have to with a link.
Irrelevant! Irrelevant! Irrelevant!
I guess you're right.
Port authorities of the court, because this is a courthouse, which is a foreign vessel in dry dock, so you've entered a foreign vessel. Now you're the postmaster and clerk of a foreign vessel in dry dock. Now you've got a 24-karat gold bonded document that has to go into court. But if you're going to sign
the document is 24-karat gold.
Stamp on the front, you have to also endorse the back of the top of the cover page, because that's called an endorsement. How many of you can cash a check at the bank without endorsing your check? Nobody. Because if you take the document and you roll it up, when you unroll it, the top of the back, when they sealed those scrolls, they would put a seal on it. That was the endorsement. That gave the document its value. And not only that, this book is bonded together. When I went to court...
Okay, that's all I can do of him today. My brain is melting, so we need to find some other sovereign citizen thing to watch.
To agreeing with them.
Let's try this. That was a lot. I watched 9 hours of that straight once. Anything on OSG? Who's OSG again?
So, if you see your name with the title Mr. or Mrs., or they use our name in uppercase.
What's your solution to the Borg problem, Dillis Filler?
Back to Admiralty law.
Oh, Old Squishy Gardener. No, there were no videos. Old Squishy Gardener does more than just Sobsit things, so they had some new videos, but nothing Sobsit related.
The legal fiction is an abstract term to
That's a good strategy, Dillis Filler. I think it might work.
explain a concept, and so is the term straw man.
With debt collectors, people assume when a debt collector comes round that they
How many hours gay did I watch it, though? I'm bisexual, so I guess half that time.
have actual power. They don't. They have no power whatsoever. They only have the power that you give to them.
Oh, it's what's his name? Dave. Passifel with a cleanse. Let's see what it is. Oh, I definitely can't play this. That's a song from the Beetlejuice musical. I'll get copyright struck for that.
Film this, please. Don't obstruct me. I'm not obstructing you. Right. Show us the warrant.
So we don't consent. You need our consent.
That's the end of it.
Do you mind telling me who you
I
are?
won't tell you anything.
So you're a police officer enforcing laws, but you don't know every law, is that right?
That's correct.
90% of the crime, or 99% of the crime they perceive that is crime, is actually called victimless crime. There is no victims, and crime can only exist if there is a victim.
You know, we've seen police officers more interested in becoming debt collectors and enforcing policies, you know, such as speeding tickets and fines and things like that, because they're easy targets.
Once you comprehend the difference between lawful and legal, and ultimately what your legal fiction straw man is, the fear of debt collectors, police, and authority just goes away.
Oh wow, they really put a crucifix on there. Damn. Sovereignty is the quality of having supreme independent authority over your own flesh and blood, human body, or territory.
If you live in the UK, you are led to believe that the
Oh,
Queen
this is for UK Sobsits.
is the only sovereign. This is wrong. The Queen is given authority through the coronation oath. Her oath was a binding contract between the Crown and the people of this nation. This means that we, the people, gave her her sovereignty. And as everyone knows, you can't give away something you do not possess yourself.
Do you know what a monarchy is? I know it's a representative, like, it's a constitutional monarchy, so I get that the role of the monarchy is mostly ceremonial and they own a lot of the land through, you know, the state, but like, this doesn't even make sense in America, usually. It certainly doesn't make sense under a monarchy to say, they only have power because we gave it to you. No! That's like, not the justification for monarchy at all. Historically, the divine right of kings has been a pretty big justification. Like, what are you talking about?
That means that each and every one of us is sovereign. We each have supreme independent authority over our own flesh and blood human body. The problem is, we have forgotten we are powerful. We have forgotten that we belong to and are part of one of the most amazing species that to our knowledge has ever existed. We have become media obsessed and in turn obsessed with our own appearance and the way people think about us. The TV is king, but now that is slipping to the constant need to be in touch with our friends. Everything is about fear. Fear of debt, fear of terrorism, fear of ill health, or fear of climate change. This keeps us thinking that we need our government to protect us and rule us. With all this distraction, it is no wonder that most of us didn't notice the massive fraud that our countries and nations around the world have pulled on us. But as you will learn, government is a creation of man.
Yes?
And a creation of man can never be above man. They always need your consent, and this is where your power really lies. With knowledge,
The
or with-
government generally, in order to function, needs the consent of a plurality, if not a majority of the population. Like, practically speaking, that doesn't mean that you, the individual, get to opt out of society because you are personally upset about it. That's not how this works.
comes power. The power not to fear, the power to take a stand against anyone or any corporation that threatens you, the power to say no. It has been said that you need to know that you're in a cage before you can escape from that cage. Let's look into how you're being tricked and how your power is being hidden from you. If you've never heard of the terms legal fiction or straw man, then what you're about to learn is something that sounds so astonishing that it couldn't possibly be true.
I mean, yeah, it's not, so that checks out.
If I were to tell you that paying your tax, getting a driver's license, registering your car, paying fines, and attending court are all optional and that you are conned into agreeing with them, what would you think? All statutes and acts are...
I'd think that you were very misinformed. Because, like, why would the government have to trick you into paying taxes when they can just make you via the law, which is what they do? Like, why would they ever be like, and then we'll trick them, when they could just be like, we could just make them, like, we can just make that a law, which is what they did. Like, you, what?
Optional 2. Your straw man is a fictitious legal entity created at your birth through your birth certificate and the registration of that birth.
Okay, my understanding of the legal fiction, which is also referred to as the straw man.
Ooh, picante pizza.
The way I explain it when I do talk...
Oh, you can't see. There's a sign to his left that says, House Special, Picante Pizza, $9.95, chorizo, salami, mixed pepper, chilies, and mozzarella. Fenekagami says they literally don't understand how loyalty and guns work, do they?
I keep it really, really simple. And what I do, I liken it to a game of Monopoly. Now, in a game of Monopoly, you actually have a little token like a dog or a battleship or a hat, you know, like a little top hat, and you move it around the board. Now, I believe that they actually give us a fictional entity which we can actually use or not use. And I believe this is and a lot of other researchers do as well, that this is your name in either uppercase or with a title.
Look, when each person is born, whenever a human being is born, there's two entities. One is the real entity, which is the human being, the flesh and blood, and the other is a legal fiction, a fictional entity that is nothing more than a piece of paper, the birth certificate. Again, we're duped into believing that these are one in the same, and so we're tricked into representing the legal fiction, the straw man, that birth certificate. So when people get fines and things like that, it's actually consulting the legal fiction, the non-existent entity, the corporate entity that is owned by corporations.
You have any interactions with the bureaucracy, okay? They're not interacting with you, they're actually
Dave of the family Murphy, Freeman on the land.
interacting with
This guy's also a flat earther, an anti-vaxxer, and the other thing that I can't talk about until December because of the agreement we made.
your legal fiction, because they can't deal with a flesh and blood human. Yeah, they have to deal with another corporation.
When you start to break down the words that we use and you start to look at the roots of all these words and you actually look at where these words, what these words actually really mean, you start to get an idea of what's going on.
What is this called again? It's like pareidolia is a subset of this, and it starts with an A. It's the word where you start making connections where there are none. It's a psychological symptom. The word for it. Someone tell me, because I forgot. What? No, that's not quite it.
The word corporation is very corporation is very, very specific because it's corporation, it's dead speak.
Hold on, I'll look it up real quick. Apophenia, that's what it is.
They never had
the potential early sign of schizophrenia or other delusional disorders.
So a corporation is something that's dead. It's an entity that exists only in a legal framework. It doesn't exist in any other framework at all. It only becomes an entity through legal mechanisms and legal means.
In essence, when you were born and far too young to understand...
Yeah, no, corpus doesn't come from corpus's body.
A company with...
Like corpus delicti is like body of the evidence or something like that.
Your name was created through your birth certificate. When your parents registered your birth, they actually created a company and handed ownership of that company and you over to the state.
Incorrect. It's literally just a document that shows what your name is, when you were born, where you were born, and who your parents are. It's for legal and bureaucratic purposes. It does not create a separate entity. It is just a piece of paper that is about you, the real person.
It is important to remember that your parents were tricked and had no idea this was happening. This is why the state can take children from their families and it not be classed as kidnapping.
No, they can do that because your children are human beings with their own rights, and if they're being mistreated, then the state has the right to protect them because those kids have their own rights to be safe and fed and not abused.
They own your child.
They own 1/10. Because they registered the child, they have 9/10. Possession is 9/10 of the law. But there's 1/10 floating about somewhere.
Oh my god, he thinks that possession is 9/10 of the law is like an actual legal maxim and not just an idiom. He thinks it's like literally a mathematical truism. Oh god. Woo!
And the government have claimed that 1/10.
Yeah, I do want to cover that doula. There's like a Sobsit doula going around that's selling people bullshit paperwork.
When the child, because I've had it from social workers, many, at least now, 3 social workers on separate occasions have come out of audiences and actually said to me, you're right in what you're saying is because we have to get the birth certificate within 48 hours of taking the child. And if they can't get the birth certificate, they have to reapply to be able to get the birth certificate. They have to get it because that is proof of who the slave is, what the slave is. And actually, in legal terms, they're actually only entitled to the birth certificate and not the child.
Incorrect. All of that was incorrect.
To take the child on the pretense that they are this legal personality.
Yeah, Baha says, our friend is an L&D nurse, and a mother came in with her 17-page packet, which is how I found out about it. And I saw some of this packet, and it's hilarious. She charges people for this packet, of course.
Is theft. So in legal terms, it's kidnapping. But the social services can use legal kidnapping because everything is okay as long as it has the stamp legal applied to it. That includes war, genocide, anything is okay as long as it's, yep, it's okay, it's legal.
Well, I wasn't going to commit this genocide, but then I saw that a law said I couldn't, so never mind. Is that how that works? I was going to do a war, but then it was written down that I couldn't.
The same thing also
Black's Law Dictionary request. What would you like me to look up, Dillis Filler? Kidnapping? Okay.
happens when you register your car. You get a document back saying you are the registered keeper and not the registered owner.
So yeah, obviously we've just spoken about registering children, and the other thing that we register though is our vehicles. And obviously either of those can allegedly be taken off you at some point in time, which is quite interesting. The 2 registered items are the things that can be taken.
You are the registered keeper of your car. You're not the owner, you're the keeper in their eyes. Now they'll argue that point, and a lot of people will argue that point, but it's quite easy to quell this argument and say, well, okay, if you don't put tax on the car, then they'll come and take your car. Now, in the legal world, Taking anything from someone without a legal mechanism to do so is theft.
Kidnapping. At common law, the forcible abduction or stealing and carrying away of a person from their own country to another. The unlawful seizure and removal of a person from own country or state against his will. In American law, the intent to send the victim out of the country actually does not constitute a necessary part of the offense. The unlawful taking and carrying away of a human being by force and against his will being the essential elements. At common law, kidnapping was a misdemeanor, but under modern statutes, such a crime is a felony. Oh, it used to be a misdemeanor. Oh, that's interesting.
The legal system cannot deal with humans. It can only deal with pieces of paper. Only common law can deal with humans. So at your birth...
Incorrect!
They created a piece of paper with your name on it, in capitals, just like any other corporation. This is done to dupe you later in life into thinking that you are the legal entity and not you. Then imaginary penalties and cost are imposed on the straw man, and you, thinking you're it, pay them.
And it's kind of like an overcoat, this legal fiction. You know, as soon as you put it on, as soon as they invite you to put this overcoat on, and you do so, now they can grab hold of the overcoat and throw it in jail with you in it. But until you put that overcoat on, they can't do anything to you.
Incorrect. It's you. They're talking about you. They have legal right to do things, and you have legal rights to defend yourself, but you do not have absolute rights to never go to jail ever for any reason.
Because you are not that name. You know, you think you are, you know, you're taught you are, but you're not.
You're not looking forward to Pissmas? That's a shame, because I'm very much looking forward to it.
Deception is done through the manipulation of words and language.
On the 12th day of... Nope, save it. Save it for December.
But that to me is legalese. It's just jargon that no one really understands, and because no one really understands it, no one ever questions it. We basically have a discussion that everybody is taught incorrect, but because everybody's taught incorrect, they believe it's correct.
Legalese is a whole language of its own. It's a complete legal jargon that's not really...
I find it so funny that they think this way. If the vast majority of people think it works a certain way, that's how it works if we're talking about social institutions, like the law, like the judiciary, which is an institution created by people whose laws are arbitrated by people. So if the majority of people agree that it's a certain way, that's how it is.
Designed for anybody to understand it other than those that are supposedly supposed to be enforcing it. And it's something that's so complicated that not even police officers understand what they're saying.
What is wonderful is that they create their own language called legalese. And
it's not a separate actual language, it's just a term that's colloquially used for jargon within the legal community. All fields have jargon. The legal community has specific jargon to it because it is a field that has been built up and based on case law and precedents and ideas that have been around a long time. Even though those ideas shift and change, a lot of the nomenclature has remained particular to the law, let's say.
Has a completely different interpretation from English. You know, we're supposed to have you know, this sort of understanding that we were within the law, and yet they're not even using the same language as we are.
The easiest way to understand legalese is to realize that there are many English words that have more than one meaning.
I mean, I would argue most English words probably have more than one meaning. But okay. What about Bob? Thanks for 40 months. I appreciate it.
Depending on whom you are talking to. If I were to ask you what a person was, you'd probably say a human being. But that's you or I. If you were talking to someone in the law society, i.e. a police officer, lawyer, judge, etc., they have a different dictionary to you or I, and person could mean company or corporation, i.e. the legal fiction.
You know, if you tell a lie often enough, it becomes truth, or certainly the perception of truth. So legalese is jargon that nobody understands other than those who actually come up with a jargon that really, really deeply understand it. And even police officers don't understand it, or magistrates, or even judges for that matter.
Oh god, they're gonna say more illegal shit.
Tax is probably the best way, the only way better than fractional reserve banking to starve a community is taxation.
What? Oh god.
And
what's wrong with fractional reserve banking?
It wouldn't be that case if the tax was actually spent on the people and on the land, but because it's not, it becomes a starving of the people. This is again comes back to corruption. And tax would be fine. We'd be living in an amazing health service, incredible roads, all the rest of it, if all the money that went into the taxation pot was paid for what it was supposed to be for. My understanding is it isn't. The problem that we have is the implications for its non-use is that, other than fraud, it's the only debt that can deprive you of your liberty. It's the only debt that they can put you in jail for is tax evasion or tax fraud, which is pretty serious, really, because you can ignore as many credit cards or loans as you like, and you can never be put in jail for any of that.
Yeah, you still probably shouldn't do that, though. That's not good. That's not going to turn out good.
But if you try and not pay your tax for a while, they'll really like to let you know about that. Funny thing is, I don't see many representatives of people like Amazon or big corporates that aren't paying their tax in the slammer. Maybe they should be.
Because they file their taxes in ways where they get tax breaks, right? Even if they're avoiding paying tax, they're doing so legally, which I think needs to change. But that's very different than you as an individual just choosing not to file or pay your taxes. That's not how any of this works.
Income tax in the UK first started in 1799 as a temporary measure to cover the costs of the Napoleonic Wars. It is still a temporary tax today, which expires each year on the 5th of April and has to be renewed as a provision in the annual financial bill. Income
That
tax
can't be true at this point. They must have written a thing into perpetuity. Why would they do that?
was withdrawn in 1816, but was re-established in 1842 and has stayed since. Because of this, human beings are the only creatures on the planet that pay to live on it.
I mean, payment in this sense is kind of an abstraction of things other animals do. Like, wolves in the wild don't have to pay, but they do have to do work generally to survive. That work being like hunting or other things maybe socially beneficial to a pack if they're a part of a pack. Just saying.
The government does not own the product of your labor. If they did, you would be a slave. Since they do not own the product of your labor, then taxation can be defined as theft, or more accurately, extortion and blackmail. No man can own another, so no man can own the fruits of another man's labor.
Are you not entitled to the sweat of your brow? No, says the state. It belongs to me.
Most people will argue that
I played BioShock once and it changed his whole fucking life and he missed the point so hard.
Is a necessary evil, and it's legal because the government say that it is. How else would we pay for hospitals, police, roads, and so on?
I wish my taxes paid for hospitals.
Well, reaching into your own pocket to help a good cause is noble. Reaching into someone else's pocket under the threat of force is despicable. Here is a quick analogy. I run a construction firm, and I knock at your door and demand £10,000 to build an extension, or I'll take all your stuff and throw you in a cage.
Are you the government? Are you doing this to everyone? Are we voting on who's in charge of this thing?
Essentially, that's what the government do when they tax you.
I don't think that analogy holds up.
They say they're going to supply you with services and protect you, but if you don't pay them, just like the mafia, they are the ones that come after you and use force and violence to get the money out of you. The trouble is, most people never look at these situations from these angles, and so rarely see the deception that is constantly being pulled over our eyes. A large percentage of all the tax you pay is used on war, bailing out the banks, and paying off the national debt. It has been calculated that 47% of all your income is spent on tax. You work 5 to 6 days a week and get to keep 54% of your wages. Then you have to pay for your mortgage or rent, gas, electricity, water, food, clothes, and that's just the basics.
Sounds like you should probably join a union and try and get your income increased. Just a thought. I have to pee really quick. Let's see. While I'm gone, Cher will tell you about, Trancers 4. This one doesn't have a subtitle. That's a shame. Tim Thomerson in Trancers 4. Not a good subtitle. H-Baird says, instead we should all be like Vikings and just declare people outlaws so the laws don't protect them anymore and anyone can do anything to them. Totally a better system. Be right back. Oh, that one is Jack of Swords. Why didn't they put that on the cover? That's the one where he goes back further in time, I think. Goes to, like, a medieval fantasy thing.
No wonder both parents have to work, and work constantly, unlike families of just 50 years ago. You are a slave, and you're in a metaphorical cage that, just like Neo, you cannot touch, taste, or smell.
I don't blame the Wachowski sisters for what has happened to the memory of The Matrix. I like the movie The Matrix. I like The Matrix Reloaded. Not so much the third one or the fourth one. But like, the way that pop culture has digested The Matrix and what it has become culturally is quite unfortunate. Again, not either of their faults. Just sucks.
A prison created by the mind of man. Governments essentially run human farms and feed you the perception of freedom. Governments
The Animatrix is also good. The Animatrix arguably is the best Matrix film, but that's a different conversation.
do not make money within themselves. The government's primary function is to trick money out of your pocket and
Sense8 was great. I really enjoyed Sense8.
feed it into their business, so they can carry on with wars, deception, and human farming, all in plain sight.
They have no lawful basis for whatever they do. There's, they might claim they have a legal basis. Now, legal is a different thing altogether. It's essentially based on contract. You have to contract with them before it becomes law.
This is a prison without bars.
Incorrect.
It's a prison without big walls to keep them in. It's just a prison of the mind.
The main implication of not paying tax is that you will grow a set of balls and you'll turn into an adult. That's the main implication.
He seems very proud of himself. This guy's gonna go to jail. That sucks.
The three functions of money are distinguished as 1. A store of value or purchasing power, the ability of an item to hold value over time. 2. A medium of exchange. Money serves as a medium of exchange, i.e., an asset that the sellers will accept as payment. A medium of exchange allows people to eliminate the use of barter. 3. A unit of accounting, a way of placing a specific price on economical goods and services. As a unit of accounting, the monetary unit is used to measure the value of goods and services relative to other goods and services. Money in its modern form arose from goldsmiths who retained gold and other precious metals in their safes, and in exchange they gave certificates to prove the deposits. People then started to exchange the certificates for goods and services. And the goldsmiths very quickly realized they could make a lot of money out of just looking after
I'm not thrilled by that depiction.
other people's valuable goods.
My red flags are going up.
They're now no longer a goldsmith, but running a deposit facility, took in gold and other precious metals as deposit, and issued deposit notes that the public used as money, backed by the gold in the deposit facility's safe. The goldsmith soon realized that very few people actually redeemed the gold, and so he started to give out loans in the form of deposit notes, knowing that he only needed around 10% of actual gold in his safe, as that would cover, even on a busy day, the amount of people exchanging certificates for gold.
We hit the conspiracy
The
bedrock.
deposit facility would then require the loan repaid plus interest. And this was the birth of modern banking.
Boxers,
Through
thanks
the
for
years,
10
money
months
has
with
been
Prime.
backed by, given a store of value by the silver standard and gold standard. Meaning you could redeem the note
Hydrate.
for gold, just like it says on this US note here, if you so required. On the 21st of September 1931, the gold standard was abolished in the UK, and on the 13th of August 1971 in the United States. Since
I don't
1971,
even understand what they're salty about. Like, it's not illegal to hold gold anymore. There was a period in, like, I don't know what's going on in the UK, but in US history, there was a time where it was illegal to privately hold gold, right? And it was basically taken by the government. But that's not the case anymore. If you get paid from your job or whatever you do for your income, and you immediately want to go buy a bunch of gold with it, you can do that. No one is stopping you. If you literally want to hold all of your savings in gold, you are legally allowed to do that. Other people choose not to, for a variety of good reasons. But it's not like it's illegal for you to go buy gold. If you want your money exchanged for gold, go do it at the market rate. That's fine.
the majority of the planet now use fiat currency. Fiat currency is money backed by nothing. and has no
No, it's not.
value. It only has value because it's decreed as such by the government, and more.
That's how gold works too, my friend. We agree that gold has some sort of value or utility, therefore it is a commodity that we put a number to. Okay? Gold isn't magic any more than fiat currency is.
More importantly, we all believe it has value. The only entities that have the legal authority to create money are the Treasury and the banks, and they create it out of nothing. Martin Wolf, the Financial Times chief economic commentator, said this. Only 3% of money is physical and 97% is electronic, and this electronic money is completely controlled by the banks. To repeat again, the banks create money out of nothing and then lend it to you and ask you to work using the most precious commodity on the planet, your human energy, to pay back the loan plus interest.
Ironically, you're kind of pointing out where the value is coming from fiat currency. It's the labor that backs it. Like a country's currency, like the money that you're getting paid is for labor, and the money that's being paid to you is for labor. You're kind of showing where the value comes from, don't you think? If we all agree that we use it for goods and services, then it's that. Then it's a currency. Yeah, our GDP.
Money is essentially a claim on human labor and can also be defined as debt. A debt is created for you to pay back. So why don't the banks just print money and get rich that way? Well, because
if you did that, then that would lead to massive inflation. You can't just add a bunch of currency to the supply and not expect anything to happen because of that.
They need you to create a promissory note in the form of an agreement. A promissory note is a species of money, and when you complete and sign the agreement, the document now has value.
It's a commodity, not currency.
So, at the heart of money lending is a massive fraud. You create the money with the authority of your signature and the creation of a promissory note that the banks then securitize, making them more money. Then the bank makes you believe you have borrowed the money and requires you to pay it back plus interest. Please remember this when you get to the section about debt later on in this documentary. During this documentary, you will hear people talk about
I'm not a fan of them calling this a documentary.
Promissory notes and bills of exchange. A promissory note is a promise to pay and is created by you, the debtor. And a bill of exchange is an order to pay and is created by the creditor. And they both have value.
If Fall of the Cabal can do it, yeah, and look what happened to Janet Ossibard.
The way I try and explain the whole crux of the financial system is what I normally do when I'm doing a talk. I have a little bag of marbles and I have 10 marbles in there if I haven't lost one of them. And so what I do, I sort of get the marbles out, show everyone, right, 10 marbles, put them back in the bag. I say, right, is there anyone here that can get 11 marbles out of this bag? And they're all looking at me like I'm mad. Say, well, that's how the banking system works. It's absolutely crazy because what they do, they create a certain amount of money, but then they want more back. But hang on, that interest...
Yeah, that incentivizes people to make deals with each other to pay them for services and goods. That incentivizes production. It incentivizes people doing things because they have to make that money plus some to go back into the system. Yeah, correct?
That they want more back doesn't exist. It can never exist. So two things have to happen as a result. One thing, the supply of money, or marbles, whatever we're talking about, has to increase. Not only does it increase...
And it does over time. That's why we have inflation. This is one of the reasons that, like, between 1% and 2% inflation is healthy for the economy. If you don't have any inflation, not good.
increase, it has
The
to
problem is when inflation gets too high that it outpaces people's ability to adjust.
increase exponentially, more on top of more. So it's basically the curve is going up and up and up and
Again, no, it should not be exponential.
up. The other thing happens is people are
And the Fed has powers in the United States in order to try and cool inflation by adjusting interest rates. They've been doing that. That's why interest rates were raised like last year or early in the year, whenever that happened. Probably next month, it's going to get lowered. I don't know how much they're going to lower it, but they're going to lower the interest rate, I think.
It's like musical chairs. You know, if we all stand up and dance and then we all sit down, but a chair is taken away, somebody is going to end up on the floor. Somebody can't find that money to pay back because that money does not does not exist. And this creates the poverty and crazy competition and not enough to go around. And
hey, I agree that we need to have social services expanded incredibly more than they are right now. I think we need to help people. I think we need to recognize that a lot of people need help and they find themselves in situations where they can't help themselves and they just get fucked by the system. But that doesn't mean that gold or crypto or whatever thing you're thinking of is going to make a better currency. That's not how this works.
And this is the biggest problem with fractional reserve banking.
Well, you think about it, they don't teach us at school anything about money. I mean, money's about the most important thing.
I would disagree about that. We had different educations. I grew up in the United States. I don't know what education in the UK is like. I learned about money in school at different levels. When I was a little kid, the basics of what money is and the denominations of currency. When I got older, like more about finances and personal finances and stuff like that in high school.
In this society, why don't they teach us anything about it? They can't. It's a confidence trick. Yeah.
Friar Rose says, Hannah, this is a really great book to read about the concept of debt and how currency arrived from systems of debt, not bartering. Thank you very much. Debt the first 5,000 years. Pull that up. Debt the first 5,000 years. Thank you.
You know,
I'll add it to my actually add it to my Audible wish list. Give me one sec. Audible. We did it. Thank you.
and it's 180 degrees from the way we think of it. You know, we think that money comes from somebody else, but it actually comes from us.
Oh, I think it's actually already on Audible, whatever their Audible Plus, you know, the subscription, so I don't even have to pay for it. Boom, added to my list. Nice.
You know, when you get a loan, they present you with a loan agreement. Yeah. What do you think that loan agreement is?
What is it?
It's a promissory note. Yeah. I promise to pay back 3 times the amount if it's a mortgage. You know. So that what they do with that promissory note, they monetize it. They put it.
Yeah, it gets collateralized. It gets put into bonds often.
Account and cash it. And now they give you that money and say, now you have to pay it back to us. But you created that money. You know, it's your promissory note. You created that money. So transaction's over with. You don't have to pay them back.
Wrong.
Because they didn't do anything. They just went, thank you very much, and here you go.
Fundamentally, a promissory note is a promise to pay. Now, if I was going to give you a promissory note for 2 dozen eggs, that means here's an IOU.
Yeah, when they signed my mortgage, they made it very clear what the rate was. They made it very clear what the interest was going to add up on they had a whole payment schedule that showed like every month for the next 30 years, basically. Here's how much you'll be paying. This was not hidden.
The IOU, 2 dozen eggs. Now, it could be on demand or it could be at a set time.
Howdy
in
yourself.
The future.
How you doing?
If it was on demand, you would be within your right to say, John, look, anyway, here's a promissory note. It says on demand, I want 2 dozen eggs. So I said, all right, look, I haven't got on me. I'll pop over the shop and get you your eggs. Here we go. There we go. And this is what we did originally when promissory notes started out, was that we used them to make a promise that, because, I've got like all these pounds of gold, right? And I want them stored safely. And I want to be able to trade that gold, but without the hassle of carrying it around. So what I do, I go to the bank and they give us a promissory note. So I've got this promise to pay. So I can then take it somewhere else and say, look, I've got 2 pounds of, 2 pounds of gold here, or silver, whatever it is. This is how it started out. Now, at no time have promissory notes been, outlawed or taken away, and this is how big corporations actually trade with each other, with promissory notes. And in their memorandum, articles of association, where they set up their businesses,
it is a financial instrument, yes.
A lot of them will state within
He's talking about this like it's a conspiracy.
That they will take promissory notes. Now, the problem is, of course, that the actual Bank of England and our government, working with the banks, have taken away all the value to the promissory notes, which are used as our currency. So
the value is the agreement you made to pay. It's a debt that's being traded as a commodity.
Now, the promise to pay £1, well, £1 of what? It's not £1 of anything.
Of currency that is backed by your government's GDP, by the labor of the entire country, by you working.
It's just, it's now become like Monopoly money. This is back to the analogy with Monopoly. It's not worth anything. So basically, it's just a piece of paper.
Yet in the game of Monopoly, when you're playing it, it is worth things, isn't it? It's almost like we create social constructs and rules to have a functional society.
So what we do, we can actually say, well, here's a promissory note for £1,000. I want to swap it for your promissory note, or put it into my bank account and credit my bank account with £1,000. Now, we spoke to a bank manager and we said to the bank manager, could you tell me what would happen if I came to your branch with a promissory note for £1,000? Would you have to accept it? And his words were, yes, of course I would. It's law. So you're going to accept a promissory note? Of course, no, I'm not going to accept it, but by law, I have to. So this is a bank manager that knew the law. He also knew the difference between a bill of exchange and a promissory note as well. So he was well up on his law. So, and remember, these are statutes, but because these are companies, they have to apply by their statutes, you see. We don't, but they do. So it's almost like, they create enough rope and they end up hanging themselves, you see. So it's actually, the statute is the way that we actually overcome them, I believe. But,
Because this is evolving, so as we do things, they do things to counter and so on. But this is evolving. The latest one is along with the remittance slip, other people have created a promissory note, which is literally a piece of paper that says, I promise to pay the bearer the sum of blah blah blah, and you sign it, date it, and now that becomes a specie of money according to the Bill of Exchange Act. In fact, the money in your pocket is a promissory note. Somewhere it says, I promise to pay the bearer, and there's somebody's signature on it. And it's actually an invalid promissory note because it's not dated. Or actually, that's wrong. That's actually wrong. It's on demand, so it is dated. It's not actually getting away with stuff. This is the thing you've got to get.
Again, it's not a secret
out of your head, because what's really happening is they're getting away with it.
They're not getting. It's literally the currency that people agree. You can buy goods and services with it. What do you want?
You're just coming back into your power and saying, no, I'm not going to give away my signature anymore. This is what you're doing. Your signature is the most powerful thing on this planet. Yeah?
That's definitely not true.
Your signature is worth...
My signature versus like 10 pounds of C4, I'll be obliterated.
An unlimited...
My signature versus like one guy with a sword, decapitated. Not happening.
...amount. And this is the thing we don't realise. We have the power. You can go into a bank okay, and come away with £100,000 as a loan, yeah? What did they take from you for that £100,000? Your
signature.
Your signature. Just your signature.
The signature is representative of something, though. It's representative of your agreement to pay it back plus interests. So it becomes a financial instrument that can be traded because it is a debt, and debts can be traded. Ah!
See the power of that signature now. Yeah? So with your signature, if you write your promissory note, you've created money. And that money is your promise to pay. Your promise to work, use your energy, yeah? That's all there is. Your unlimited energy. And that is what the money is. And you supply it, not banks.
So that's the end of the video. I think we're done for the night. This has been fun. Let's see, I've been trying to do a thing where I go over a box set as kind of a wind down for the stream. But what am I gonna do? How about Bill and Ted's Most Triumphant Trilogy 4K Trilogy box set? I like the art on this one. Kind of cartooning Bill and Ted, very colorful. Has them in the future, has their guitars. On the back, you have Satan from the second one. You have Napoleon, bust of him, as well as a bust of Beethoven. You have Death right there. That's pretty good. Comes with all 3 Bill and Ted movies in 4K, which is pretty shocking to me that we got Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey in 4K. Really good looking movie. I love the Satan design in it. So that's fun. It's a good one. Alright. Let's see who we're gonna raid. Love you too, Mr. Blast. Let's see, who's live? Thanks, Jade Monkey.
Glad you're here now.
Alright, thanks everyone. Hope you have a great night. I will see you tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what we'll be doing tomorrow. Maybe tinfoil, since I didn't get a chance to do a regular tinfoil this week. Maybe we'll do tinfoil tomorrow. So alright, have a great night everyone. See you soon. And pick a good costume for me tomorrow. You always do. So do it again. Night everyone.